Welcome to councillors, members of public and the staff, present in person, joining online, and watching online this evening. The time is being 6:36 p.m. I declare the ordinary council meeting of 24th of February 2026 open. This meeting will be conducted under the provisions of the Local Government Act 1993 and the Council Adopted Code of Meeting Practice. Specifically, persons in the gallery are advised they may not recall the proceedings of a meeting of a council or committee without the authority of the council and the committee. Mobile phones must be turned off to silent so as not to disrupt the meeting. Using mobile phones to record the meeting, whether audio or visual, is not permitted. This meeting is live streamed, and a recording will be made available on Council's website to allow communities to follow Council debates and decisions. Members of the public attending or speaking at the meeting agree to have their image, voice, and personal information, including names and address, recorded and publicly broadcast. Sheffield Council does not accept liability for any defamatory remarks or inappropriate comments that are made during the course of a meeting. Any part of meeting that is held in closed section will not be streamed. The Mayor Diary from December 2025 and January 2026 and the expenses claimed by all councillors have been tabled for your information as per Solution 147/19. Councillors, in accordance with the mandatory provisions of the Model Code of Conduct, I remind you of your obligation that you will faithfully and impartially carry out function, powers, and authorities and discretions vested under the Local Government Act 1993 or any other act to the best of your ability and judgment. Councillors, I would remind you of your obligation to faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authority, and discretions based under the Local Government Act 1993 or any other act to the best of your ability and judgment, and as Chair will call you to order should there be need to do so. I would now like to ask everyone who is able to stand for the moment of reflection. We pray that our deliberations today will be objective and the decisions are impartial and made for the benefit of the whole community. Thank you. Now you can resume your seat. Oh, sorry.
Stand again.
I would like to.
You would make it.
Sorry, we got to stand again. Okay. Let's begin by acknowledging the Wango people, the traditional custodians of the land on which this meeting is being held. We pay respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging. Thank you. Now you can all resume your seats. It's very good, no apologies, and now I also want to ask councillors, do you have want to make any disclosure of interest? Okay, who is the first? Councillor Barty?
Sorry.
I'll go.
You pointed to me, you said.
I pointed to him. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I will declare for items P4 and P7 as conflicts of interest, pecuniary conflicts of interest, and I will leave the room on both those occasions. Thank you.
Now, Councillor Wetmore.
So I'll declare 10.7, Hudson Park Cricket Pitch, non-pecuniary, non-significant declaration. I'll stay in the meeting. My employer is a sponsor of this local sporting club. 10.10, Stratford Town Centre Master Plan. I work in the Stratford Town Centre. I believe it's non-security, non-significant, and I will stay in the meeting. EO6, property strategy, Kiosk 1 Stratford Square. I know someone who owns a cafe within close vicinity of this cafe. I think I believe it's non-significant, non-pecuniary, but I think it's appropriate that I don't vote on that matter, so I'll leave the room.
Sorry, Councillor, what one was that?
EO6.
E6.
It's on the EO6, it'll be in the minutes.
Okay, all right.
Councillor Reddy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. 10.7 and 10.8. My employer is an ongoing user of Mendy Park, so it's non-significant, non-pecuniary, but I will, excuse me, I will be leaving the meeting. Yeah, they asked me to. P4, non-pecuniary, non-significant interest, so I will remain in the room. I live quite in close proximity. CCS1, again, I believe I live in close proximity, non-pecuniary, non-significant, and I will remain in the room.
That's it.
I'm just double checking it's, yeah, mate. What I said.
Okay, any other councillors? Okay, I'll declare my one as well. PE3, I live in the complex as well, so I got the non-pecuniary but significant conflict of interest. So when we discuss about that matter, I will also stay out of the chamber room. Also, I got a CCS9, and I know some of the people who are applying for the small grants, but it's non-significant and non-pecuniary, so I will stay in the chamber room. All right. Acknowledgement. I got the clips of the acknowledgement here. I would like to take this moment to acknowledge and thank our council for its commitment, hard work, and dedication in delivering a serious important project. This project was selected as priority for the SRB fundings and are already making a meaningful difference in our community. Over the past financial years, we have seen the successful completion of significant asset renewal projects, including 45 road renewal projects over the value of $5 million, and the 37 footpath upgrade projects valued over $1.5 million. These improvements are more than just fresh effort at the concrete. They represent safe journeys for our residents and smoother access for pedestrians and better connectivity between our neighborhoods. Well-maintained roads and footpaths are essential infrastructure, and the council has demonstrated its strong commitment to keep our community moving safely and efficiently. We have also developed new pedestrian crossing in key locations, including near Pilgrim Park at Arthur Street, Homebush Public School and Burlington Road, and the junction of Arthur Street and Broughton Road and Mackenzie Street. Every new crossing installed is an investment in safety and accessibility, ensuring that everyone in our community can move around with greater ease and confidence. Equally important has been the work undertaken to improve our stormwater systems, while much of this infrastructure remains out of sight. Its impact is significant. By investing resources to strengthen our stormwater management, we are reducing flood risks, protecting homes, and building greater resilience against several weather events. These achievements are the result of careful planning, responsible budgeting, and the collaborative efforts of councillors, staff, and the community stakeholders. They demonstrate council's firm commitment to use SRV funds for the betterment of residents, and I'd like to thank everyone involved. Together, we continue to deliver infrastructure that supports growth, enhance livability, and serve our community with pride. The second one is DA assessment, Target 100. I would like to formally acknowledge outstanding work of council development assessment planners in a planning environment that continue to grow in complexity. Major planning reforms, heightened community interest, and tighter statutory expectations. Our DA team has achieved a remarkable result. The current average assessment time for development applications stands at 89 days, well under council's performance target of 100 days. Assessing application efficiently while maintaining quality protects our community, provides certainty to residents and the businesses, and supports appropriate housing and economic activity across LCA. Importantly, this performance has been achieved without compromising due process and the planning integrity. Well done. In the summer, we have a lot of events. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the wonderful council events that had taken place over the summer period. In December 2025, I was honored to speak at the council's community Christmas party. It was a fantastic event that allowed our community to come together to celebrate a successful year. I would like to acknowledge the Strathfield Community Choir, who provide festive choir carols at the event. I would also like to acknowledge the Australian Day celebration held by Council in January. Once again, it was wonderful to celebrate our Nation Day with pride. Finally, our Movies in the Park series wrap up this weekend. This event is one that is adored by the children of Strathfield. Once again, we ran a successful series of movies in Strathfield Park. Thank you to all the council staff who worked hard to ensure that all these events were run professionally and smoothly. Okay, the Lunar New Year. I would like also to acknowledge the Lunar New Year celebration that took place in Homebush West last week. The celebration was a collaboration between Strathfield Council and the Homebush West Chamber of Commerce. It was an honor to join the celebration of this important cultural event and welcome in the Year of the Horse, symbolizing strength, grace, endurance, and loyalty, freedom, and success. Happy Lunar New Year. To all our community, I wish you a successful year ahead. A lot. I wish also to acknowledge the passing of Mr. Clarence Edwards last year. Clarence Edwards was a former Strathfield mayor and the alderman. Clarence was elected as an alderman in March 1973 and was elected mayor in 1977, a position he held for 7 consecutive years. Larry's motivation for public service began when he was a news agent on Burlington Road, Homebush, and met many residents who frequented his shop, discussing council affairs during a period that is beginning to see high-rise development in the areas. Larry contributed greatly to the Strathfield local government area during his 10 years as alderman. Some of his notable achievements include the construction of the Hudson Park driving range, fighting off forced amalgamation, and the creation of the Historical Society. On behalf of Council, I extend our condolences to Mr. Edwards' family, and I wish to acknowledge the vast improvements he made to our local community as a resident, business owner, alderman, and mayor. I would like also to acknowledge and congratulate our staff on the development and the delivery of 140 years Strathfield Pictorial historical book. This publication, which was researched and produced internally, is a testament to the dedication, professionalism, and the pride of our team in preserving and celebrating Strathfield's rich history. It captures the story of our community across generations and ensures that our shared heritage is documented and accessible to our current and future residents and visitors to appreciate it. The book still can be purchased. The other one is collaborating to promote community safety. I would like to acknowledge and express my sincere appreciation to Police Area Command of Auburn and Bold, Superintendent Robert Toyton, and Detective Superintendent Christine McDonald. Their strong leadership and professionalism and the dedication to community safety play a vital role in keeping our community secure. The proactive work of the police, their engagement with residents, and their commitment to maintaining public order greatly contribute to the safety and the well-being of our local area. On behalf of the council and the community, I would like to thank Commanders Toynton and McDonald and their officers for their outstanding service and the continued efforts to make our community a safer place for everyone. That's it for me. Any other councillors? Councillor King?
Yeah. And on January 26th, I attended the Tamil Pongal Festival. I wish to formally acknowledge and thank the Tamil community for their warm hospitality and for their sharing their rich cultural heritage with our broader community. Their continued contribution to our community's diversity and social cohesion is sincerely appreciated.
Thank you, Councillor King. Councillor Barty.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to also acknowledge the publication of the pictorial history of the Strathfield District book, which was launched by yourself, Mr. Mayor, and our staff on December 12th. I was very fortunate to be able to MC that event. Through a mayoral minute I proposed in 2024, this council commissioned the publication of a coffee table book celebrating 140 years of Strathfield's history. After significant discussion behind the scenes, Christy and the corporate and community team ventured on a long and rather rocky path towards publishing the book in-house. I could never have guessed just how incredible the outcome of their efforts would be. The book is truly a masterpiece. I want to particularly thank three people who authored, edited, and designed the book: Kathy Jones, Jenny McRitchie, and Avita Bourbon. Their works are evident in the incredible nature of the now published book. Thank you to those three, of course, and also Director Christie and the other staff in the team who were involved in that project for the amazing work you've done in launching this new book. And I encourage our rather large crowd tonight to go and purchase a copy for yourselves at $30 from our library. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Barty. Any? Okay.
I have one.
Okay.
Thank you. We are so lucky in our very small patch in Australia of two very important people who received Australia Day Honours Awards for the 2026 awards. Is Professor Elanthambi Raja from Strathfield South received the Order of Australia Award, an OM, in the General Division for distinguished service to tertiary education and research and to electrical engineering to technology innovation. It's wonderful to see a woman in STEM doing so well, and to the Sri Lankan community of Australia. We also had Mrs. Catherine Jean Gunter from Stratfield, who received the Medal of the Order of Australia, the OAM, in the General Division for her community service through charitable organisations. We congratulate them, and I wish to ask Council maybe to send flowers or a plaque to their house as we acknowledge it.
As a work on that. Thank you. Okay. Now we're going to item confirmation of the minutes. We got the 2 minutes from last year. Firstly, we got the ordinary council meeting on 25th of November 2025. Can I have a mover for the minute?
Mr. Mayor, just a procedural motion, I believe. I would like to move the minutes, but with an amendment to the minutes, just in the acknowledgement section of the previous meeting's minutes. This is the ordinary meeting of November. December. Apologies. Prior to.
So we are going to deal with it.
Extraordinary December, ordinary November.
Okay, I'll let you go first. Yeah, I'll move them.
You move it. Thank you. Councillors, does anyone wish to speak for or against the motion? If not, I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please raise your hand. I declare the motion carried unanimously. Okay, now we are going to extraordinary council meeting on 16 December 2025. You want to move it?
I think we've just done that one, and we're now moving to the ordinary meeting.
Just extra. This one was on September. The other one is on November.
Yeah,
November 1st, and now December.
Extraordinary.
Okay, so extraordinary meeting.
No. Sorry, just a point of order, Mr. Mayor. I think we've just voted for the extraordinary meeting, and now we should vote for just following the minutes on the screen. We'll now vote for the ordinary meeting of the 25th of November.
That's fine. There's no concern with doing in that order, just a different order on the script. So we recorded it as the extraordinary meeting first, so you can now.
Mayor said it's. Mayor didn't say it's extraordinary.
He's going to speak for the extraordinary meeting.
Incorrect. No, ordinary.
You are going to speak for the ordinary meeting.
Yes. And that's what we've just voted for.
Point of order. Point of order, no. I didn't see anyone move to change the standing orders. I believed, and I was under the impression I was voting for the first item, the November.
Can we do it again?
Yeah, me too. Can we?
I think it's been incorrectly minutes.
Can we redo it? Yeah.
I'll move a point of order, Mr. Mayor, just for a moment of clarification, that when verbalised from myself and questioned what we were doing, I've confirmed with the chair, yourself, that we are doing the minutes initially of the extraordinary meeting. And second, we would do the minutes of the ordinary meeting, which I think was reflected in the verbal confirmation I had from yourself at that moment.
Okay, we redo it. We start again, okay?
If you're a live video, we can rewind.
Okay, are we going to do the extraordinary meeting first?
It's already done.
The ordinary meeting.
Already done.
Okay, we do the November one. Okay, we are going to do ordinary meeting, council meeting on 25th of November 2025. Okay, thank you.
I will second it.
Okay, you seconded. Okay, Councillor, does anyone wish to speak for or against this motion?
I'll speak against the motion, Mr. Mayor, against the minutes recorded for the 25th of November 2025. In those minutes, Councillor Blackmore has an acknowledgement that is recorded with, I think, language that is not necessarily accepted by all councillors. So I think it should be noted that not all councillors agreed with the acknowledgement of Councillor Blackmore's at that time. And I think that is important to protect the council from some of the remarks that were made. So I think it should be noted in the minutes that that wasn't something which all councillors agreed to.
Thank you. I think I accept that.
I don't remember. Okay.
Okay. Now I put the motion. Excuse me, councillors.
Incorrectly ran mayoral election.
Now, councillors, I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please raise your hand. That's done. Okay, I declare the motion was carried unanimously. Okay, now we go into the extraordinary council meeting on 16th of December 2025.
I'll move it.
Okay, you second it? Okay, thank you. Councillors, does anyone wish to speak for or against the motion? No. Okay, I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please raise your hand. Thank you. I declare the motion is carried unanimously. Okay, now we are going to the mayoral minutes. I got one mayoral minutes. That mayor, I move that the mayor, deputy mayor, and the councillors continue to support and safeguard local not-for-profit childcare, after-school care, and the community organizations. That this council reject misinformation and accusation that we are trying to privatize these organizations, and that we declare our commitment to support the responsible and best use of council's facilities for the whole of the community. I move the mayoral minutes to confirm that the community of Strathfield Council, to the community that Strathfield Council, not-for-profit childcare, after-school care, and the community organizations are the backbone of our area. It's critical that the council continues to help through providing discounted rent and the first opportunity to renew leases and the licenses to the existing community organizations and not-for-profits who currently lease our property. Anyone want to speak for this motion?
I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
Show us the sentence, please.
I have a question, Mr. Mayor. I just want to know what the misinformation and accusations that you're talking about.
Can I answer?
Yeah, I get the deputy mayor to answer this question.
Okay.
Privatization is equal to large fee increase. This council consists of 7 councillors. For some reason, there are only 5 councillors on this flyer. This has been distributed among the residents, and whoever did it, they got our nice pictures from the website. They forgot to pick 2 more councillors. Why did any decision is going to be made today here? We all 7 people are responsible for it, and we all 7 have to vote for it. Why did you delete 2 people from it? Do you already have their votes? Do you have? Let me finish. I'm answering. You have asked me a question. I'm going to finish it.
Point of order. Point of order on relevance, councillor. I don't think that's got anything to do with the question that I've just
Excuse
asked.
me.
There is a misconception.
You got to sit down. He's still speaking.
I need a point of order, councillor.
Yeah, point of order, Mr. Mayor. When the council raises a point of order, she takes the floor.
I didn't allow you to speak.
No, it's a point.
Sit down before you speak.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor,
Let us finish speaking.
When it's a point of order, the councillor that has raised the point of order takes the floor. That is within the code of meeting.
Let her finish.
I'm disagreeing with you, Mr. Mayor, and I
Councillor,
will take it to a vote.
Okay.
We're out of order on this. A point of order is raised, the speaker has to pause, you have to deal with the point of order, and then she may continue.
All right.
Just a point of order, Mr. Mayor, on the points of order we've heard. Points of order have to also be relevant, and it is...
That was my point of order. That was my point of order. It was relevant.
Mr. Mayor, the point of order itself is out of line because the discrepancy as to whether or not someone's response to a question is relevant or not is up to you. So the councillor can call the question of relevance, but it is for you to determine whether or not it is relevant. So the councillor deserves to be told whether or not her point of order stands, but that is up to you. So the second point of order is out of line. Thank you.
Oh, of course it is. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Continue.
Okay, then continue. So, you finished speaking?
Continue.
Yeah.
I have one.
You talked to the wrong people. No one put that post up. No one we know put that post up.
Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, I will speak, now that the question's been asked and answered, I will speak to the motion. Look, I am speaking in favour of this motion. As has been widely distributed, I had proposed 2 urgency motions. On one hand, dealing with the local childcare centres and offering them a sort of compromise solution. And on the other hand, dealing with the local community groups at 2 of council's other properties, seeking to halt our activities in relation to the land and property strategy and to work closely with those groups to find an outcome that is beneficial to them, their members, as well as to council and its management of our properties. Now, those proposals were designed as a compromise to find the best outcome for everyone. There are many views in the community on this issue, and despite one side rocking up many people on one side of that issue tonight, there are diverse views on that. But nonetheless, it has become clear that my urgency motions do not have the majority support of my fellow councillors tonight, and so I will withdraw them from being debated or discussed. I will, however, move a motion to amend Councillor Nosworthy's item 10.6 on the agenda to ensure that we can at least discuss that compromise option. And I do that reluctantly because I did think that my solution was a good solution for the community. I do want to see SOCS persevere and have a long-term future. I myself am a former attendee of SOCS. I was there for preschool myself, as were some of my siblings. But over recent weeks, this issue has been greatly politicised, and it's been subject to significant disinformation and misinformation. Council has not moved to privatise the organisation. We don't own it. We are simply the landholders. Council has every right, if they want to sell the property to someone else who maybe won't act as fairly to the organisation. Council's been trying to come to a compromise with the lessees and has not been able to. That's another issue. But the reality is that council has absolutely no responsibility to maintain or hold those properties. So I would like to see a positive outcome where council maintains ownership of those properties, which it doesn't have any obligation to do. We don't sell it off to someone else. We don't put another lease or tenant in. And we find a compromise that works for everyone. I think we have to always remember that all councillors, all residents here in Strathfield, ratepayers or not, deserve a council that works for them. And that's true in some cases relating to childcare, but it's also true of the projects you were talking about. Our, very, very long list of projects we have not been able to yet afford, but with better fiscal management in recent years are able to. And we can only do that with responsibly looking after our council assets. And so whilst there might be tough decisions to make and decisions that aren't particularly in favour of one subsect of the community, we have to still maintain and acknowledge the contribution they make to our community, even if through our decisions that contribution is diminished or made more difficult.
Cool.
I'll extend it.
I'll seek an extension of the time, thank you. Just to cut to the chase and go to the end, I will support your mayoral minute, of course, tonight, but I'm choosing to leave through this mayoral minute to seek leave to later on support Councillor Nosworthy's motion only with my amended urgency motions replacing the wordage he's adopted. I'm speaking to a different matter now, but that is going to be my compromise on this circumstance. There are plenty of very interested people in the room, so I'll speak to that matter when we get there, but I'll support your mayoral minute, but I don't think it does go far enough to address the issue we have at hand. Thank you.
Councillor.
Thank you. Yes, look, I know where the misinformation and the accusations are coming from, and I know where you think that there's been misinformation. But what's happened here in our community, and it's happened before, there is a precedent that when there was a childcare, a non-for-profit childcare in Homebush West that was given a lease and they couldn't afford for the lease, they were quickly pushed out, and there was a private childcare taken up within 2 weeks, and they have been given a 20-year lease. Now, that's the precedent in Strathfield. That's what people are scared of. They're scared that their non-for-profit's going to be taken over. And that's why as soon as they see that there's been a lease agreement that the childcare can't afford, that's when they start to think, oh my goodness, they're doing that again. And that's where the people and our residents have been feeling. They've been feeling like they're being used again. And it's not misinformation, and it's not, what's the other word you used? Accusations. It's just because they're scared that it's going to happen to them. So I think I will support your mayoral minute if you take out number 2, Councillor. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I'll speak to the second point there.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
I'm eligible to.
You've spoken for 7 minutes.
My understanding of the code of meeting practice is, with the exception of the mover, every other council may only speak once on a...
No, based on the new code of meeting practice, I have more questions. Okay.
He hasn't asked
It's not a question.
It's responding to questions.
I'll ask a question, Mr. Mayor.
question.
He asked questions.
Mr. Mayor, I'll ask a question to give myself that time. Do those who have opposed Section 2 of this think that council is intentionally shutting the centres down, privatising them? Is there a hostile takeover? That's an accusation. Claims online that councillors are expletive, lining their pockets. That's accusations against broadly councillors. Do councillors believe that those are true statements?
I don't have to answer.
You should.
Okay.
Well, I will.
Point of order, that's a response to a question rather than the councillor has to ask a question, not speak to the point.
I'll ask the question. Can you believe that wasn't all made up? Can you believe that there were people who were misinformed? They're misinformed. But you can't blame councillors and you can't blame the people here tonight. You can't look at them and say, who did this? I mean, that's an accusation. We don't know who put those posts up. We wouldn't have a clue who put those posts up. Can you say that you know exactly who they are?
Mr. Mayor, I have a question. My question, councillors, is are you proud of the outcome we have tonight? I personally worked very hard to speak to every councillor about what was going to be proposed. And unfortunately, it was the misinformation, the online posts, the pictures of councillors in local Facebook groups. That's what's deterred those who aren't going to be supportive of the motion tonight. It's the scaring away of those councillors that has led to the outcome we are at now. I mean, the campaign has been vitriolic. We've received hundreds of emails, phone calls, emails, personal numbers, not just our public ones. Additionally, councillors, mind you, hundreds of the emails were written by ChatGPT anyway, but those that were serious and written by hand made some serious accusations against this organisation. And even though despite the horrific nature of that campaign and its vitriol at times, I'm still willing to support a good cause, but the rest of the council is not. And we've lost a majority because of the activities of those, some of whom might be present here tonight. And I think that is totally unfair.
Can I ask a question?
Sorry.
No, I just need one more question. Why did you become a councillor? You are an elected member of this community and you have every single right. You have every single...
Can I please speak?
You're supposed to be answering emails. That's what your job is. You're a community representative.
I'll be supporting your motion. I am actually probably out of all of the councillors most upset with Councillor Pennsavini's disingenuous behaviour in this matter. We were both on the council when the Coralie Childcare Centre was shut down. The council was a very, very different council back then, and our general manager back then had very, very different delegations, and the organisation had
That's what they remember.
I know they do, Councillor Pennsylvania, but that was in our first term on council. We were elected the same term. In our second term on council, Councillor Pennsylvania, myself, I was the mayor one time, she was the mayor the other time. We worked through that whole term. Councillor Reddy was there, Councillor Chai was there, to actually put protections in and to actually set things up properly so that doesn't ever happen again. And we've done those things already in the last term of council. So to say that we're not supporting not-for-profits or we're trying to privatise these centres, we're actually doing proper policy, proper consultation with all our organisations and doing things openly and transparently. So to say something different is actually really, really upsetting.
Thank you. I think we debate enough already, so I will put this.
Nice.
Okay, last one. Okay.
Through the mayor, I asked all the people, I really appreciate you are concerned about our community and your life, and you're protecting your children and your business. I have
Not-for-profit.
It's not a business.
I have childcare, not-for-profit anyway, yeah? I said business, not-for-profit childcare business.
Not a business.
Mr. Mayor, point of order. Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
Community service, okay?
I'll just remind the members in the gallery that they're more than welcome to be here
I
tonight, but
didn't
they can't
ask
interrupt the
anything yet.
council debate.
Yeah. As far as I understand it, for 25 years, the SOX has, their license fee was not increased. Is that right? Is that right? 25 years. CPI, yeah.
Can you be quiet? If I ask you to speak, you speak. If not, please be quiet. The councillor is debating, okay? You are not here to correct them.
25 years, during 25 years, they are using their building, the center, and you didn't increase any fees for them, rental fees?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. So, yes, you're correct. The lease has been in place for approximately 25 years, and it has been increased in line with CPI.
Okay. And have you heard any time their appreciation for not increasing?
Please do not. I can't. I'm so sorry.
Order.
That's my question, okay? What I feel is like this.
Excuse me, member. You want to speak, you speak outside, not here in the chamber room.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
And also, I have found it's their increase between 2023 and 2006, 18 and 27% increased, despite council increased only CPI index. So they said it's not their profit. I don't know why they not increase for CPI index for the family. And what I feel, can I say what I feel about this situation? Can I say what I'm concerned about it? Because that matters. We are a councillor. We are looking after whole our community, not only for one community, not several communities. We are looking for whole our community. You understand? Everybody understand, I think. If we accept any aggressive public pressure, it results in deeper discount. Say you pressure us, we give you a deeper discount. It may encourage similar tactics at every renewal cycle. Undermine council authority. Politicize routine asset management decisions. And council support childcare services. Council not removing services, not privatizing facilities. Council must manage public assets fairly for whole community. No rent increase for 20 years represents significant benefit for one group. It's a historic support. Council has already proposed a 20% concession. Council applies consistent policy to whole community tenant. That's what you have to do. So considering our position, you have to, I think I request all our community, some community, not-for-profit communities, behavior properly. Thank you.
Thank you, councillors. Now I put this motion to the vote.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
Order is, I say last speaker already.
No, my point of order is, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
According to clause 10.24 part B,
Sorry?
clause
Can
10.
you say again? I didn't hear.
I'm just reading the clause number.
Can you start again?
In the Code of Meeting Practice,
Yeah.
motion may be put if 2 speakers have spoken for and spoken against. So I'm not sure we've had enough.
Sorry, councillor, I said the last speaker already. Okay, I don't accept any other
I'm
speakers.
just letting you know that there needs to be 2
No,
speakers.
it's not like that. Okay, now under the new code of meeting practice.
I believe I'm reading from the
Point of
new.
order, Mr. Mayor, just against the point of order. The point of order can be accepted or rejected by the councillor. It's clearly been rejected. The councillor's responsibility is to sit down, move on. You can submit a code of conduct against the mayor at a future time. Whether or not the validity of the motion it goes ahead is to question after the fact, but nonetheless, the procedural nature of the matter is dealt with by the mayor and we move on.
Thank you, councillor Bardi.
I can submit
And now, I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. I think the councillor Bramore, councillor King, councillor Bardi, councillor Reddy, and councillor Chai. And against, councillor Northworthy, councillor Pensapeni. I declare the motion was carried. Okay, now we are going to the item by exception. In accordance with the section 13 of Council's Code of Meeting Practice items can be dealt with by exception and then they can be adopted by as recommended by a single motion. Motion item 10.1.
Please, Mr. Mayor.
Motion 10.2.
Out.
Okay. 10.3.
Out.
10.4.
Out.
It seems that everybody don't want to go home tonight. 10.5.
Out.
10.6.
Out.
10.7.
And 10.8 as well, Mr. Mayor.
10.8.
Yeah, because I can't believe it's got.
It's in, right? Out. Oh, everyone. 10.9.
Okay.
Okay. 10.10. Okay.
Okay.
10.11.
Out?
Out.
10.11.
That's your motion. Okay, out. 10.12. 10.13.
Out, please, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, 10.14.
Out, please, Mr. Mayor.
10.15. Okay.
Out, please, Mr. Mayor.
That's your motion.
Speak in
He
favour.
wants to talk about it. He likes to hear his own voice.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor. Just a warning about abusive language in the chamber.
That was not abusive language.
It seems you are excited that you have a lot of supporters here.
And by the way, councillor, likewise.
Order. Okay, 10.16. Excuse me, councillor. 10.16, how many days? It's okay. All right. And LC1.
Out.
Out. LC2. LC3. LC4. LC5. This one out. LC6. This one okay. CCS1.
Out, please, Mr. Mayor.
CCS2.
Out, please, Mr Mayor.
CCS 3, CCS 4, CCS 5, CCS 6,
Out, please, Mr Mayor.
out. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't sound sure, sorry. It's on me.
Sorry, was CCS 2 out?
CCS 6. That's out. Okay. CCS 7. CCS 8.
Out.
Does it have to come out? Yeah.
CCS 9.
Out.
Out. PE 1. PE 2. PE 3.
P3 have to come out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
PE 4. Out.
yeah.
Out. PE 5. Okay.
Wasn't,
Huh?
no, never mind. Move on.
No, P5 is okay, yeah? PE6. PE7.
Out, please, Mr Mayor.
PE8.
Oh, yes, out, please.
Is out. Okay, EO1.
Yes, out, please.
Out. Okay. EO2.
I have some.
EO3. EO4.
EO4, out, please, Mr Mayor.
Okay. EO5. EO6.
That has to come out.
EO7.
EO7 out, please.
EO7 out. Okay. EO8.
EO8 actually out as well.
Oh, okay. 12.1. Okay. 12.2. Okay. 12.3. 12.4. 12.1. Okay. 12.6. Okay. 12.7. Okay. And 13.1. This one is out, right? 13.2. Both of them out.
Mr Mayor, I'd just like to, conflict of interest.
You got another one?
Yeah, yeah. EO4. The 20A Parramatta Road Master Plan. Sorry. Significant non-pecuniary, and I will leave. EO4, yeah. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
Can I have the councillors? Can anyone want to move the motion?
I'll
Okay,
second
you seconded. Okay, thank you. Anyone? I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. I declare motion carried unanimously. Now we come back to those motions out.
Excuse me. Mr. Mayor, could we suspend standing orders and deal with the three motions that interest our viewing gallery tonight?
You want to deal first?
Yes, so I think we should be dealing with the childcares first. It's 10.6. And then we deal with the Welfare Street. We have a lot of people here from the Welfare Street motion on PE3, and the cricket pitch. We also have members from the Cricket Association.
Hang on, can I have one by one?
Sure.
10.6.
10.6,
10.7.
10.7,
10.7,
And PE3.
Sorry,
PE3.
PE3.
Joe, could you pull up the urgent motion about mention?
Yes, but it's like
10.6, E3, and only 3, yeah? Okay,
Is that okay?
Mover and seconder.
I move it.
I need a mover for this motion. Okay, seconder?
I second.
Okay. Okay, I leave this motion to the vote. All those in favor, please vote. Your hand. We change the order.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now we are going to, first one is 10.6. And then have the mover. And we'll have seconder. Councillor Pesapini. Okay. Anyone want to have questions? Yeah.
I'd like to move an amendment. As has been given to the governance, I'd like to replace the entire content of the motion with the conjoined motions relating to the two various draft urgent motions I had submitted previously. I'll just allow the minute taking to reflect that for a moment. That's right.
We need a bit of time to reflect that.
We don't have the urgent motions, do we? Oh, he's chucking them in here.
You chuck them
In there, yeah.
You tell me.
You see the email I got before the council meeting, and you'll understand why.
I can't hear you.
You see the council email I got before this meeting, and you understand why.
You do this.
You're going to get those emails. If you're going to get those emails, you come off.
No, not that email.
Watch it. Send it to me.
Yeah, would have been in the paper tomorrow. I'm going to be in the papers tomorrow. Some accusations and all this shit. So.
We don't know who that is.
The same accusations that your former councillor said to a friend of mine. So.
Punish the kids.
Come to an agreement on the
Be sure.
Come to an agreement with council.
Get them to remind them.
Now we'll see what's happening.
Excuse me, members, you can't use mobile phone here.
Not Phil.
Photos, don't they?
Please, put your phone in the pocket.
Texting.
No, you're just not allowed to take photos and videos.
I don't ask you. Excuse me, I don't ask you, councillor.
I
I need you to explain.
You can text.
Mr. Mayor, just a point of order while I'm already up. The rules do stipulate that nothing about mobile phones other than photos can't be taken. So it's important to remind the photos.
No from the recording.
Sorry.
No from your recording, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it changes somewhat.
More or less there. should just be dot points, but that's fine. All right. Okay, I will speak. Is there a point of order?
I wanted to amend the amendment.
Oh.
So I haven't accepted it yet.
Before I
accepted it.
before I go ahead, Mr. Mayor, I would ask the mover and seconders to accept the amendment before I speak.
Yeah, I'd like to change a small section right at the end.
Do you accept or not?
No, not without the change, no.
You don't accept the change?
I'll either accept or reject his suggestion
Work it out.
as the mover.
Yeah, I think it's the very last sentence, or the very last point. Following the comma. Yeah, so that even, if we could delete even where this involves relocation to a non-optimal site. And perhaps.
Doesn't do much.
Yeah, that makes no difference.
I'll accept the alteration to the amendment.
Would you mind just scrolling up slightly as well? There's a little bit. No, I think that's it. Yeah. He's accepting my,
Your amendment?
But
And
just-
we're going to accept
The
his.
question is the
Yeah, now-
mover accepting the
I'll
amendment.
accept it once.
We both
Mover
accept.
sector, just to acknowledge that the amendment becomes the motion, okay? The car's in the garage.
Because.
You
So,
know the car's in the garage.
So, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to speak to this motion in favour, but I'll begin by acknowledging there is not majority support in the room, and this is most likely to fail. As I said earlier, I'm a supporter of SOCS. I'm a supporter of organisations in our community that do the good work that organisations like SOCS and HUSH and Integra Care do. I think that's a very important thing to acknowledge, and I think it's something that all councillors do acknowledge. There is good work done by those community groups. I will also say, just quickly before I begin, the second urgent motion should be at the bottom of this. So this is to deal with both urgent motions. Yes. It is? Perfect. Thank you. And I'll extend that acknowledgement to groups like the Croquet Club and the Men's Shed as well. I think these are all fantastic organisations that do a good job in the community. This motion seeks to deal with all of those en masse, but to find a pathway that is an alternate to what's being currently discussed by using existing council mechanisms. In one hand, enlargement of the discount to the groups, that are lessees, and on the other hand, relating to the community groups, providing them with a little bit more of a negotiation period by halting the land and property strategy. I just have to say, and I've mentioned it earlier, if it wasn't for the kind of campaign that has been run, and I acknowledge that not all the people, particularly not the directors of the organisations, are responsible for that kind of language that's being used, but there are plenty of examples and emails to councillors that have accused us of pretty outrageous things, have used really awful language against us, and whilst I'm big enough to, big and ugly enough to know that those things don't really matter, and sticks and stones, whatever, I learned that at SOCS, I do acknowledge that other councillors in the room don't have that willingness to put up with that kind of stuff, for lack of a better term. And I think it's a shame, a serious shame that we're at a juncture now where the groups are probably not going to get their way, and it's going to be a worse off situation for them because of the kind of campaign that's been run. I think, honestly, some of the dialogue in this room during this meeting is, I don't think that was helping anyone's cause, really. Unfortunately, that's just the case tonight. And I think had things been done somewhat differently, we could have a better outcome, but it's most likely that there's not majority support here in the room tonight. I'm not going to be presumptuous of that, but I'm just acknowledging that that's most likely the way things will go, and that's really a shame. I hope it doesn't, and I implore my fellow councillors to be supportive of this compromise. I think part of the problem was that we went into this issue with one side saying something rather extreme, and the other side saying we don't want to budge. And any attempt at compromise was sidelined by both sides, and that's really a shame. I think we should try and meet in the middle on all these sorts of matters, and we haven't been able to. I was only approached by members of SOCS on one occasion rather aggressively at the library, someone from, I think, the PNC, I'm not sure. Some of the teachers approached me, or directors, I'm not sure exactly what the roles were, only last week for the very first time, and I've received one official email from the organisation. All those experiences have been relatively positive bar the first. It's everything else that came with it that has hurt a lot of people in the room who have said, much like the dialogue used by Councillor Kim, there's not been any acknowledgement that council's been generous to this organisation for 25 years, or to these organisations for 25 years. Council Council wants to work, of course, with these organisations and do a better job, but in none of the correspondence we as councillors have received has it ever been gracious or friendly. Only on the one occasion, I say, which has been official correspondence from SOCS. I have to say, the conflation, and I know I'm doing it here to a degree with the expanding of this into dealing with all these 5 issues, if you will, but the conflation of the various issues into each other is kind of pointless to a degree. I mean, we're talking really broadly about supporting, broadly speaking, councils, lessees of various sites, but these are individual issues that ought to be dealt with individually. And I think the conflation, the politicisation, I mean, we saw the poster that's gone somewhat viral locally of only some councillors, those who currently aren't in favour, being lobbied for, their being targeted basically through that advertisement. I think it's totally unfair, but nonetheless, I'm still very keen to support the organisations, but I acknowledge that there's been a lot of damage done in the attempt, very poor attempt by some to campaign in their favour. I think that for the most part they've ruined it for themselves, and that's really a shame, but I think it's also a shame we can't all just compromise and come to a reasonable agreement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Obviously, I support this motion. My focus is mostly on the childcare angle. As many of you know, I'm a teacher, a secondary school teacher, so education is important to me. I do some education research at UTS, and basically every time I look at something about high schools, it says, well, if only students went to early learning, they would have had a good start at primary school and they would have had a good start at high school, and we could have fixed a lot of these behavioural issues and focus issues in the early years. So I really value early learning and the kind of feed through it has into where I teach and where primary school teachers apply their trade. I'm a little bit sad we got to this point, to be honest. I've never been at an election or had emails that say parents have it too easy, that it's too cheap to raise kids, that it's just, why do we give them so many discounts? We know how expensive it is. Every other level of government, as one of our speakers mentioned, is usually adding to the support for childcare for parents, and I think it's something we can do as well. And I'm glad Councillor Bellardi's found a compromise, perhaps between our original positions, and that hopefully we can go forward with this. We're still in a cost of living crisis, and it seems like we're going to push up the cost of not-for-profit childcare, push up the cost for parents, and I think that's what we need to focus on, the parents. We can talk about a business, we can talk about if it's profit or non-profit, how much money they make, but those costs will get passed on to parents. We know, I've showed you the accounts, there isn't enough buffer there for that not to happen. So we know that's the case. My research, mostly from, I think it's kindercare.com, shows that SOCS is about 33% cheaper than for-profit surrounding centres. So there is a discount there that parents are receiving that is potentially keeping them in the area. We know that all of Sydney faces a problem, as the Productivity Commission calls it, a city without grandkids. One of those reasons is housing costs, and we in this chamber don't have maybe as much control as they used to over that. But the other one, obviously, is a big cost to families, is childcare. So again, in a city that is losing grandkids at an alarming rate in the tens of thousands a year, we should not be making that worse. Right? We know houses here average about $3 million, you probably know better than me, and then on top of that we're adding thousands of dollars of childcare costs. I've seen it firsthand. I used to live to North Girl, 2 doors down. She moved out to the southwest. She had to spend one night in Strathfield with her parents, so she can go to work in the city, leave her kid there, breaks up her family once a week, every week, just so she can get into the office, just so she can get free childcare in this case. But maybe that wouldn't be an option she was forced into if living costs around here were a bit lower. Now, we talked a lot about privatisation, whether or not it's happening, whether it is happening. Obviously, I think we all agree we don't want that to happen. But we also know, if we read the news, if we read the reports, that for-profit childcare is more dangerous. They are less likely to get exceeding on the ASEQA quality standards. I think there was a recent ASEQA visit to one of our centres. For 40% better. Not-for-profits are 40% more likely to gain an exceeding rating. Sadly, we've seen the cases of abuse. Four Corners said that for-profit centres are overrepresented in these cases. They had a headline, Australian childcare centres are putting profits before safety. So our for-profit centres are less safe. for-profit centres are failing to reach that top level of assessment by the national regulator. As someone mentioned, I disagree slightly with the number. I believe there's 27 other for-profit childcare centres in our area. I think we can afford to keep these 3 not-for-profits. Councils across Sydney, across New South Wales, run childcare centres. Not just rent out a space, but run them. 300, according to the New South Wales Department of Education. 27 other councils in Sydney, not quite our neighbours, but Inner West and City of Sydney, have 4 each. Now, they're 4 times bigger than us, but we could potentially, on that maths, afford to run 1. And that is a level beyond just providing a rent subsidy. So I hope councillors will find it in themselves to vote to support this amended motion. Obviously, we've included Men's Shed and the Croquet Club in there as well that provide vitally important socialisation to some of our other vulnerable residents. To close, we know that not-for-profits are safer. We know they provide a higher quality care. They run at a significant discount to our parents that are often considering leaving. They provide flexibility for parents to go to work, to go to uni, rather than have to make that difficult choice to leave the area.
Councillor, any councillor want to speak against the motion?
We are Councillor SA. When I received so many emails, there are some of emails come from outside the Strasbourg area, and you all the time, Councillor Northwest, talk about Homewood West as a very vulnerable community. But they are doctors, lawyers, they all coming about their children who come to our source. And also, so it is not always the vulnerable community attending this talks. I found it. And the councillors is, as I told you already, council is a government authority. We have to work for whole community, as I emphasized already, not only one community. So we have to manage our community asset fairly and better. We have to spread, we have to benefit for whole community, not for only one community. We have 25 years given lots of benefit for one community. They are holding a center for 25 years without increasing any fee. So, in this case, what we thinking of us, we have to, and also what I feel very sorry about is our councillors make us bad because we are not favoring you. We all, as a Mayor Minute already expressed, we are thinking of, we are considering not-for-profit organization, all these community organizations, we are taking as priority. We give you a priority first. So all this considering, we are also looking after you. But we have to think about not only for several communities only, we have to think about whole of our community. So our position, we cannot be pressed by your actions, like pressure is Facebook and SNS, all this Zooming and make rallies, and if we are always pressured by them and we have to decide something because of your pressure, we cannot work well. We're not working really to our duty properly. Please remember, we try to be fair and do our duty fairly and well for all of you, not for small. Some organizations make rallies and children outside are yelling, and not because this way. You have to use proper way and discuss with us. Okay? So this is my opinion. All right.
All the are you going to for or against? For. Okay.
I want to say something very small and for everyone to understand that the 7 acres surrounding Airy Park on the council land was donated to council in 1920 by Henry Marcus Clark to be used for the benefit of the community. This was the intention then, and it must remain the intention now. SOCS preschool, and I'm talking about SOCS because I didn't know we were going to have an added section in our motion. SOCS preschool is a not-for-profit organisation that lives those values every day. It keeps fees affordable for the most vulnerable families in Homebush West. Tonight, you don't believe there are vulnerable families, Councillor Kim? I can tell you. Tonight, I stand here representing a family who had a baby that needed a nasogastric tube, who went elsewhere to have their baby looked after, and she was turned away because it was too difficult. SOCS enrolled that child without any hesitation. I stand here for the single mother who can remain in the workforce only because SOCS keeps its fees low and she can work and maintain a cost of living for that child and herself. This motion is about protecting that access. It's about maintaining affordability. It's about honouring the original gift of this land. As councillors, we represent our community, especially its most vulnerable. And tonight, we must act like it and vote for this motion. Thank you.
Thank you. I need one more against it. Yeah.
Okay, in relation to the amended motion, which is quite long, I have something to speak about, but I also have a couple of questions because we've now added the Men's Shed and Croquet Club into it. In relation to the SOCS, okay, I have just voted for a mayoral minute that's been put up by yourself, saying that we'll support and safeguard our local profit and after-school care and community organisations. This has always been the intention of council. We've never been wanting to privatise the centre, and from my understanding, what I found out after some discussions with SOCS is that we actually had already come to an agreement, or pretty much to an agreement on a lease. So this is what I've been advised by council staff, that we were pretty much, whether it's 99.9% there, 98% there, whatever it was, we were pretty much there. Then we had all this politicking and stuff like that. I've had contact from media today making accusations against me, same accusations that were actually said to a good friend of mine by a former councillor who's standing downstairs right now. So it's not fair. I have always backed SOCS. 3 years ago we backed SOCS when we started the negotiations. So it's really, really unfair to have this sort of behaviour. I chose to send both of my children to not-for-profit community childcare. So I support SOCS, I support staying there. Apparently we've come up, basically agreeing on a lease. I've now voted on this motion to support them, so this motion now is irrelevant. In relation to the Croquet Club and the Men's Shed, I just have a question through the chair to the General Manager, because it's talking about pausing this for 3 months. Is it Council's intention to take immediate action and kick the Croquet Club or the Men's Shed out of these facilities within a 3-month period or any time soon? Because that's not my understanding.
It's a tender.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, no. To be honest, we probably wouldn't even start the process within the next 3 months in terms of talking to them, because there's many other priorities that we're working through as part of that land and property strategy.
Thank you, councillors.
I haven't got the chance to speak, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, you have you speak for this one yet?
No.
No. Okay, you got to turn now.
Okay, everybody got their chance. I was waiting for my chance. I'll make it quick, but I have to say a few things. Number one, this issue has been totally, really badly politicalized, which is not good. I'm answerable to all the people who have voted for me, and I'm answerable to every single person who's living in this LGA who didn't vote for me as well. So I have responsibility towards the young kids, as well as I have responsibility for the senior citizens who live there. I need to give them childcare, I need to give better pathways. I have a responsibility for the youngsters who are doing well-being by playing cricket, doing something else. I'm not here to represent one little group or one little person or one little sector. Every single person who lives in this LGA, they have a house or not, they're just living here, they are my responsibility. and I don't take anybody's sides, I don't take anything. Why are you so making this issue like one point? Think holistically. We are 7 councillors. Everybody have 1 vote. There are 7 votes. And for some reason, it's really disappointing and disgrace that they tend to use only 5 councillors here. The website audience who would like to speak, they can move out because we don't allow audience to speak in the council. They chose to, why? Why were there 2 other councillors missing? Did you do a deal? Was there a deal done? We don't do deals. We don't have.
Point of order, councillor.
It was never intended to the councillors. It's my opinion, it's my question to the public, and I want to say it. It was never intended to, it is never directed to the councillor. Okay, why are we talking when this original motion? Now we have the amended motion. Before that we had 5 properties or 5 places of interest were mentioned. I'm not responsible for those 5 places. I'm responsible for every single place, every single footpath, every single thing which is there in this council. Why ask only for 5? Ask the council, demand the council, push us, tell us, do the right thing. For everybody, for every single thing. Ask for seniors club, ask for cricket club, ask for everything. I'm answerable to every single thing. So don't think small, think big, think. The first motion, if you guys understood what we have passed, we are not mentioning socks which might be disappointing for you, but think it, just read it. If you want, we'll give you copies of it. It says the whole council. All the non-for-profit organizations, not only not-for-profit organizations running a food, even they are included. Not only the child cares, everybody is included. So let's go in a holistic way, understand better. We want to do better for everybody. And just for your information, let me tell you, we don't, as a councillors, we don't have a say in planning. You put your house planning, we don't approve any DS, we don't have a say. There is a delegation which happens. So we are not really delegated to say, I'll give you 20% because I like you. I don't like these guys, so they will get 10%. We are not the ones who are going to talk about the numbers. Numbers is out of our place.
We can.
Okay. I have just a couple of more things. There is a little difference between power and authority. We have the power, but the council, the executives, they have the authority to do it. You are making us use our power to do something. It is not a right way. Power always is wrong. We need authority. The authority is vested with the council, with the executives. They will guide us. You reckon I know the percentage of 40% of 62 million something? No, I don't. I'm not supposed to know it. I'm not an expert. I'm not an accountant. So decisions what we are giving, because I like you, I like your top, I'm gonna give you this discount. I like your shirt, so you will get this discount. No, it's not. I'm not working in Flemington Market. This is council, and I want to take responsibilities in every single decision I take. I'm not going to vote for this particular motion, though it has been amended quite a bit, because it doesn't cover the holistic view of the council. I support the holistic view, and I have already voted. I have said my say in the mayoral minute, and I won't be voting for it. Please try to understand. You have a doubt. Let's come sit for a chat. This weekend, whoever is ready, come for coffee. Coffee is on me. Come to the cafe and we will all talk.
Point of order. I mean, there are aggressive comments coming from the.
No, they're not.
We've just heard a member of the audience say, "I'll see you outside, Mr. Mayor." That is out of line.
This is not Flemington Market. It is not Flemington Market. Okay, it's normal. I think we discussed about this one enough. Okay, I will put this one to the vote. To be frankly, at this stage, you know, the matter actually is under pressure, under process, you know. We have given the authority to the team to carry out the necessary work, and they are currently undertaking that process. As a council, we cannot stop them. Otherwise, they can take their work. Okay, and we are not going to make any decision tonight anyway. Okay? And we can't, you know, interfere in the middle way of the process. So please understand that, you know, this motion is compromised with the withdrawn the urgent motion. Okay, is I think, you know, my mayoral minutes is cover all of that. So I will now.
The list will come back to council to vote on anyway.
Yes, the result will be back. Okay, we are not going to make any decision tonight. Okay, so
The list has to come back to council. That's the policy.
excuse me, Councillor.
Sorry, Councillor Chai.
Yeah.
I was just clarifying,
No, I do need.
The councillor didn't understand that the policies that Councillor Pensabini, I think she was the deputy mayor, I was the mayor at the time, that we all put in and voted for, and Councillor Pensabini voted for it, states that any licence or lease over 1 year actually has to come back to council to actually be executed.
Thank
So
you.
it
That's
will-
what I said. Okay.
It's general anaesthetic.
That's what I say. Okay, now I put this motion, back to the motion, okay? I put this motion to the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Councillor Northworthy, Councillor Pensabini, and Councillor Baradi. Those councillor who are against it, Councillor Bramore, Councillor King, and Councillor Reddy, and Councillor Chai. I declare the motion was lost.
Mr. Mayor,
Can you just stop hammering it as much? It's really hurting my ear.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
It's your ear.
I'll request a 10-minute adjournment of the meeting. A 10-minute adjournment of the meeting.
Can we finish these three items before I adjourn the meeting? Let me finish.
We've got the.
No,
Yeah, we have a.
excuse me. Sorry,
Allowed to leave.
we are not adjourning.
Allowed to leave.
Adjourn, yeah.
Oh,
You're welcome to leave. You're welcome to leave.
We finish the three items before we adjourn, okay? We are,
no, there, fair,
councillors, all the,
something, Raffles Street.
now we are going to 10.7, Hudson Park cricket pitch. Okay,
That's mine.
that's yours.
I'm gonna leave.
Can I have the, are you gonna,
I'll second.
you are going out? Okay, thank you.
Councillor Nosbury has to leave.
Any questions about these motions?
Councillor Pensabini.
Okay, if not, I put this one for the
No one
vote.
want to talk about it? We all okay with it?
Speak to the vote.
We only took it out because
Okay.
Councillor Nosbury.
Okay,
I want to speak to them.
I'll just say that I'm very strongly in favour of this motion because of what it seeks to achieve, which is a better quality turf for the clubs that use it. Of course, it's a long-standing site where St Patrick's has used it over many years and cared for it. I don't know what will be negotiated behind the scenes in terms of who pays for what or anything like that. I hope we can come to a good compromise, but at this moment I'm willing to support the motion as is to pause the current actions and for council to continue looking after the turf in its current state and style. And I think it's a positive outcome, particularly for those local cricket players in St Pat's Club.
thank you, councillor. Anyone want to speak against it?
No.
Then I put this motion to the vote.
Okay.
All those in favor, raise your hand. I declare motion carried unanimously. Okay.
Excuse me, councillor. The banging.
Oh, okay. Because if you don't talk, I will have a habit. But you keep talking, that's why I'm going to have it harder to catch your attention.
Whether you do it hard or soft, it just.
All right. Now we are going to P3. I'm going to leave the room and leave the deputy chair to, is that?
Welfare Street.
They tried their best to make us.
Whoever bought that gavel in.
What's wrong with the gavel?
He uses it like. Doesn't it get your ear? Doesn't it get your ear?
Gavel.
What is outside?
I should have known better.
All right.
Hi, councillors. Sorry, I had to do it. Currently, we are dealing with PE3 planning proposal, Stratford Local Environmental Plan 2012, about the Welfare Street Heritage HCA removal. Do we have any? Does anybody want to speak?
Second.
Yeah, you'll move it. Seconded. Does anybody want to speak about it?
Just one thing I have to say.
Yeah, done.
When I read this in the council business papers, I clapped for joy because I know how long these people have waited to get this delisted. And I remember back in 2014, was it? 2014, we started this process.
Yes,
Was
more
it?
than 10 years
You were
ago.
on council.
It would have been.
Council then, Karen.
I wasn't a councillor, but I was helping
yes.
someone out. I was helping Jodie McKay.
Yeah,
And-
with Jody, yeah, with
Yeah,
Jody.
it started with Jodie.
Yeah, with Jodie.
And we worked hard on this, and now, thankfully for this council, they're delisted. If we vote for it tonight, it'll be delisted, and it'll be a great achievement. Thank you.
Well done, councillor. Your hard work is paid off. Hopefully tonight.
I just,
Councillor
I'd
Bellardi.
just like to speak in favour of it, but also mention that I think it's very important to mention, as someone who cares about local history, that it is obviously a significant piece of. It was a significant place for some time in our community. It's of course reflected in our book of our history, both in this one and the Oasis of the West that came in 1985. There is a significance to the land for those reasons, which is why it's in the HCA, but I think the HCA was the wrong way to deal with it. A simple plaque or some sort of other acknowledgement would have been a more appropriate way probably to deal with the heritage of the area, but it is good to see development eventually be possible in that part of our municipality. It is a very awkward pocket, of course, as the residents would acknowledge, and its inhibition of any progress has been caused by this inappropriate HCA. So happy to see it be removed.
Any other debate, councillors? No? I'll put it for vote. All in favour? Carried out unanimously.
Well done, Deputy Mayor.
Now, we've finished the major part of it. We're going to adjourn the meeting for 5 minutes and we'll be back.
We need the rest.
Now we are come back for the first item, 10.1. Can I have the mover?
I'll second it.
Anyone want to speak for that? Any question? Yeah.
We don't need a debate, but my understanding is we can have a debate.
Had this conversation before.
But it's the alternate, if there's an alternate motion.
I just have a point of order and ask the question through governance if during a rescission motion we can speak for or against it.
Last time we decided we could.
I thought you said you could.
Addressed as a normal motion, which means you have to call the motion against the motion as a normal motion.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
I would like to speak in favour of the rescission, Mr. Mayor, because as I identified at the last meeting, and I will continue to advocate for, I personally don't believe that the new committee of the whole is necessary. It is my view that the over-governance that has come through the ministerial reforms damages our ability to do our job as councillors in the first place by not providing us with the ability to have closed session workshops, and a public forum in which all the items on the agenda can be discussed prior to a meeting, which is recorded and made public, is essentially a second meeting prior to the meeting we're going to have with the exact same agenda, and it just is a waste of time in my view. Now, I understand that we have the ability in that context to ask more questions, etc., but there are questions that are reserved for discussion amongst ourselves and the staff, or we used to be able to, and the framework that has been applied to us as councillors now means we can't have those discrete moments any longer, and so I don't think that we'll achieve anything substantial by having those sessions. Okay, it can be argued that with the reports that come from staff who are the experts and can provide us with publicly shown advice on whatever the issue might be that we will be dealing with, it's still my view that it will behave ultimately and practically as a second council meeting, and all the resolutions will be things to adopt at a council meeting. So I just think practically, even though it's a good solution that's been come up with by the staff, I don't think it is the best use of our time. And I think today's meeting, where we've done lots of research, shows that, we have the ability as councillors to do our jobs as we ought to.
We have more time now, councillor.
Yeah, and more time.
Okay, can I check with the team, with the government, can talk about it, the importance of the...
Director, how important would this be?
Yes or no?
Is there a specific question?
Yeah, big.
I was just going to speak against it.
Sorry, point of order, Mr.
No.
It's Councillor Nosworthy.
Oh, it's fine. Thank you, mate. I think I'll less. I'm just holding up the agenda here. I think some of this maybe could have been read prior to a committee and been prepared for a committee. Rather than trying to read all 1,200 pages at once, maybe we could have read, the ones being discussed in the committee for that specific meeting, and then the remainder for this. I have quite a few questions coming up, which again could have been addressed in the committee. So I think it's a good solution to potentially a big policy change. But I would appreciate splitting up, my reading and splitting up my question asking and the voting, and I think that would be beneficial for the way I work.
Can everybody have a chance? Yeah.
I just have a question.
Anyone want to speak for or against this motion?
I have a question for the councillor.
Again, you.
Just a quick question for the councillor.
Okay.
I thought, councillor, as a teacher, you'd love it when there was more homework.
I'm just trying to split my homework over. I don't want to do it all at the last minute. I want to do some 2 weeks ago and some this week.
All right, councillors. Kim, you want to speak? Councillor Kim? Yeah, come on.
Against this motion. Because when we do something, we have a more important thing is preparation is more important. When we go travel, we have to search in a lot and we go more time, or to make good result, we need more good preparation. So, and this is not because of just simple understanding or debating on the council meeting. To make a good result for whole the community, we need a deeper understanding from who made it, this project. They have their intention and their purpose, their target. We have to know that. That's why I'm against this decision.
Okay.
Just a question.
Councillor.
Apologies, I rescinded this, so I didn't really investigate too much into the terms of reference. Can I get just through the chair, question of how the timing of the this committee would be? How much notice would we get to get the business papers for this committee before it? How much notice would we obviously then get our whole agenda through as a committee, as passed through a committee? So what's the time? What would be the proposed time frames that from the initial committee meeting? One that would have to lodge our motions as councillors. When and what that deadline would be, what the deadline would, how much notice we would get for this meeting. I don't know if it's going to be as long as the notice we get for an actual meeting. Yeah, just that sort of, if I can get an explanation on that timeline of how that would work.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I don't have the terms of reference in front of me, so I won't say that I've got it exact. The intention of the committee structure was to act in part as a bridge between the workshop or the briefings that councillors were receiving. So the intention wouldn't be that every item of business that you've got on that paper would actually go to that committee. So it would be the more complex matters that would require a staff. We would normally provide a staff briefing and enable councillor questions of the staff because there's more technical matter to consider. The timing of it would be, I think the terms of reference talk to the second Tuesday of the month, and for the business papers to also go out similar to the council business papers on the yeah, I think it was the 2 weeks, the 2 weekends beforehand. In terms of motions, I don't think the terms of reference we're talking to having councillor motions coming to that committee. It was to consider some of the more technical councillor reports. Does that answer the question?
No motions. All right, councillors, I put this motion to the vote. All those in favour, please raise your hand. Councillor Bremo, Councillor Bardi, Councillor Reddy. Okay, all those against it? Councillor Northworthy, Councillor Pensapeni, Councillor King.
How are you?
I'm here. I declare motion lost. Sorry, Councillor Pensapeni, still a little bit too hard.
That's okay. Okay, my head hurts.
Okay, I'll be careful. Okay. Okay, we are going to 10.2, another decision motion. Can I have a mover?
I'll move.
Can I second Councillor Bardi? Councillor Bardi, are you going to speak for this one?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just trying to charge my council-issued laptop, iPad. I will speak in favour of the rescission of this motion. I think the motion seeks to politicise something that was in the budget, which was agreed to by all councillors, including our Labor friends over here, who now want to, at the last meeting, sought to make political something that was a notification to all, a true and honest and clear notification to all residents about the changes that were occurring at the time. A similar letter went out when the original SRV took place, and there was a repeat of that letter, or a letter identifying some of the changes to the SRV in a second letter that I published after we made those changes in the budget. So I think it's unfair to try and politicise something like that, and we should go ahead with rescinding this motion.
Thank you. Any other questions? Councillor Northworthy?
I think perhaps it was the specific content of the letter that was an issue. I don't see a problem with just revealing the cost. It's just a number that is of interest to some councillors. Yeah, when voting for that initial resolution to print the letter, I'm not sure we were aware of quite the content of that letter, and it felt particularly targeted. And as a result, I don't think we politicised. I think that was done before we got to the field. Unfortunately, I would be supporting the rescission.
Okay, if no more debating, I put this motion to the vote. All those in favour, please put your hand. Councillor Bradmore, Councillor Kim, Councillor Bardi, Councillor Reddy, and Councillor Chai. I think, against? Councillor Pensapeni, Councillor Northworthy. Okay, motion carried. Okay, we're going to 10.3, Strata Waste Management Enforcement. Can I have mover and a seconder?
Second.
Thank you. Anyone want to speak for the motion?
Yeah, I think a couple of amendments, maybe a new one, so to speak. No. So, request a report. Let's leave the others and just push them down. Request a report from council. Into the estimated rate of illegal dumping. In the LGA to be presented to a future council meeting. Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, can I make an amendment?
Yeah.
Just that, the relation to the fourth point, we also investigate ways in which council might be able to fine strata, if illegal dumping does occur, and if that mechanism is possible to use.
Like other councils do it.
Yeah, so maybe, I'm just looking at the word.
I think number 2 is what other councils do.
Maybe after the first sentence of number 2, and the ability to punish strata as a result, or other individuals. Oh, sorry. Penalise. Is that what we're referring to? I'll just ask a question through the mayor to the general manager. Is there any known council that does have the ability to? Because my understanding was that for things like cats in Flemington, for example, there have been punishments for the strata for not taking care of the issue.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, there are examples of councils doing it. The challenges we have when you start infringing for illegal dumping is the level of evidence you've got to provide when you actually, after you issue the fine, because you end up in court. So that's always been a challenge. I know there has been instances where we've had CCTV cameras, we had little trucks, little trailers with cameras. In remote areas, that did help, but when you're talking strata, it becomes very difficult.
And if I might add, there's also a potential evidentiary difficulty if the strata managers are investigating, but the rangers are issuing the penalty notice, because the rangers need to make the observations themselves.
Any other councillor want to speak for that? Hold on a second, I want to give everybody a go, okay? Anyone want to speak for or against it? If not, are you going to conclude?
We need to make a change, yeah.
The current way's wording is not lawful, we can't do it.
Yeah.
Needs to change.
We need to remove mandate for the start and change it to request.
Close enough. If we have no power, we can't do that. Even the request, they will do it.
Yeah, but,
Okay. No.
I own the strata office. We have strata manager. No one wants to be a strata manager because it's hard work. And if you give them this kind of duty, who's gonna do this one? So I think this is a bit not realistic.
All right, I put this motion to the vote. All those in favor, please put your hand. Councillor Northworthy, Councillor Sabini. All those against? Councillor Redmore, Councillor King, Councillor Baradi, Councillor Reddy, and then Councillor Sai. I declare motion was lost. Okay, 10.4. Can I have the mover?
I'll move it.
Can I have seconder? Councillor Northworthy. Are you going to speak for that?
yeah, if I may. Yeah. Sustainability Advantage, as it mentions, is a New South Wales government program. Quite a number of councils already signed up to it. There's I believe, a relatively small upfront cost, and they can provide advice on sustainability and reaching sustainability goals going forward.
Yeah, Councillor Barty.
Yes, I tend to think that we need less government and not more, and so it's great to sometimes join these sorts of groups, but to what benefit and at what cost? I just don't think it's to any benefit to this council.
Mr. Mayor. Strathfield has been a member of a lot of clubs and a lot of associations and a lot of things. There's not really any productive input coming out, and I don't see any use for it, so I won't be supporting it.
You want to speak?
No, I'm yawning.
Okay. All right, councillors, I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please raise your hand. Okay, Councillor Northworthy and Councillor Pensabini. All those against? Councillor Bradmore, Councillor King, Councillor Barty, and Councillor Reddy, and Councillor Chai. I declare the motion lost.
Oh, please.
Okay, 10.5. Who is going? Okay, you move it. Can I have seconder? Councillor Pensabini. Rudy, are you going to speak for that?
Yes, please. Councillor Wilson. I noticed I was reading through supplementary documents, and there is a weighting criteria already in existence. And community benefit wasn't necessarily the leading. I guess it depends how you define the other 3 or 4. But all I've done is kind of beefed up the community benefit and to make that allowable, reduce some of the other ones, because I think community benefit should be the main focus of the use of these properties. Obviously, we previously had a lot of community support for them, so I think we really need to focus on what benefits they have that aren't financial, rather than just purely looking at all these various financial aspects to assess who should win such a tender if we get to that stage.
Anyone against it? Yeah, Councillor Bradmore.
All against it, yeah. Look, I don't think we should be interfering with individual particular properties. We have rules and protocols in place. Our staff do all the tendering processing. Councillors are not involved in it. It gets reported to us in the end. We shouldn't be manipulating tender processes.
Councillor Brady.
I'll also add to what Councillor Blackmore said. There already exist measures that mean that mean there is an advantage to being of benefit to the community. So the weighting, although obviously applicable as well, is irrelevant when you have sub-clauses in various policies saying things like long-standing contribution to the community puts your preference over others at, first, etc. I mean, you'll have first preference if you have been on that land the longest, etc., etc. So I think there are already mechanisms in place through our various council policies that allow the appropriate wiggle room to our staff, but also ensure the longevity and support of community benefit to be there.
We will conclude it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, hang on.
There we go.
No. He's going to conclude it. He's the mover.
Okay. I won't be supporting this. We are just moving to I think we have a phase of interfering into council business and trying to make our own way and guide them. And I think we already, as Councillor Baladi said, we have the mechanisms. Do not disturb, let them work, let them be answerable for their work. If we interfere too much, they won't be answerable for anything they do. So leave it, we are in good place, and I don't believe in nitpicking and working on each single property. I want the whole LGA to be worked under same guidelines.
Thank you. Are you concluded?
Thank you. Just a response to Councillor Reddy and Councillor Blackmore's comments. It was initially written in a broader context, and I was advised that wasn't really possible, so that the picking of individual sites was subsequent to that feedback. So I partially agree with you, but for reasons I don't recall, to be honest, that wasn't possible. So I was asked, what's the intent of my motion, and this is what's come out. So I understand your resistance. That wasn't my original intention, but this is where the advice has landed.
Thank you, councillors. I will now put this motion to the vote. All those in favour, please raise your hand. Councillor Northworthy and Councillor Pensabini, all those against? Councillor Bradmore, Councillor King, Councillor Barabi, Councillor Lurdy, and Councillor Chai. I declare...
You can write any motions next month. Not worth it. I did do it.
Okay. Now we are going to 10.8. Councillor Northworthy, are you going to leave the room?
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, so sad to say.
No, we've done it.
No, 10.7 we did.
We have done
10.8 is the car park, isn't it?
No.
10.8, not topic.
Oh, we have done 10.8.
Councillor Pensabini's 10.8.
Yes or no?
Just...
It's the other side.
Yeah.
I don't think it affects you.
You don't need to go, no? Yeah, they asked him to go.
All right. Who is going to... Can I have the mover of the motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, you second. Okay, Councillor Pensabini is mover. Councillor Bradmore is the second. Are you going to speak for the...
No need to speak.
No need to speak. Okay, I just put this motion to the vote. All those in favour, please raise your hand. I thought Michael was raising.
Yeah, unanimous.
Okay, I declare the motion was carried unanimously.
Matthew. Rory.
Councillor Northworthy.
10.11. 10.11.
10.11.
It's your motion.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking to me.
Are you going to...
Yes,
hang on.
no.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Seconded by Councillor Reddy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to use this motion to speak to my former Mayor's Community Advisory Group. That group, we were very lucky to utilise as a councillor the Homebush room in particular. It was my understanding at the time that I was only able to use it because the group had been set up and I needed something formal to be able to use the room, to have that sort of discussion. Anyhow, I'll use the motion to speak a little bit to the group and its importance, and implore councillors to utilise the various rooms and things available as councillors to do similar things. So this group, the Mayor's Community Advisory Group, was set up when I was elected Mayor as a way to stay connected to key community stakeholders. The initial plan was to form a committee that would follow the usual probity measures of a committee, but the official advice at that time was that something like this would better operate as a working group rather than a committee. It was unclear at first how this would function, but my view was that this group could be a positive bridge between the council and community, in particular one which was truly representative. I met some incredible people across the community who I invited to join the group, and they included the following. Mr. Mohammed Hussain, the owner of a cafe at Homebush called Cafe Door, who consistently used these discussions to promote the businesses in our community, and particularly at Homebush Village where he operated from where he operated. Ms. Rachel Davis, an active community member in Flemington, who at that time was the outgoing president of the PNC at Homebush West Public School. Ms. Yvette Granero, a local mum and admin officer and community relations officer at Santa Sabina. Ms. Annette Bajani, who helps run the grocery stop supermarket at Homebush and is a mum of 3 girls and a former PNC president at that time of St Martha's Primary School. Mr. Patrick Lee, a local dad and resident from the south side of Strathfield, who I met through his consistent expression, I met through his local leadership, where he consistently expressed his ability to speak for his community when he worked to bring his entire neighbourhood together to fight for better council outcomes relating to flooding issues in their surrounding streets. Ms. Ritu Sharma, a local mum and at that time outgoing chair of the Strathfield South Public PNC. Lisa McGee Dan, a local businesswoman and mother of 6, who was particularly passionate about promoting a more family-friendly Strathfield, which is why she got in touch with me, and I invited her to join the group. Miss Bridget Saker, a local mum, business owner, and former Strathfield Citizen of the Year, at the time was Strathfield Citizen of the Year. And finally, Miss Monique Sard, a local student lawyer and lifelong resident who was eager to promote safer streets in Strathfield in particular. This group met no more than 8 times using the Homebush meeting room, and on each occasion we designated a particular topic of discussion ranging from how council can better support local schools to a discussion one month on Strathfield street safety and another month on creating a cleaner Strathfield. The initial email invitation sent to those people included the following description. The purpose of the Mayor's Community Advisory Committee will be to provide constructive feedback to the Mayor about council actions, inactions, activities, events and otherwise to always ensure council acts per community expectations and is not void of valuable input from community leaders. I want to acknowledge those members who come from different corners of the community, who represent diverse ethnic, cultural, professional and political backgrounds, and whose advice was always appreciated. Their feedback kept me grounded and responsible to the community for council actions, using the group for general discussion on a variety of local topics, some that were brought up by themselves and some brought up by myself under the themes that I previously mentioned. And whilst most people would assume this was a positive and constructive contribution to the council's operations and to me in my role as mayor, Councillor Pensabene tonight for the second time has tried to politicise this working group through some pathetic questions with notice to the general manager. Not only is this action an example of just how low some councillors are willing to go to score political points, but it demonstrates just how out of touch some councillors are. Less community feedback seems to be better for some councillors. I'm so grateful to all those community members who agreed to join the advisory group, thankful to all the staff that the staff suggested that particular approach, and I'm happy to announce that I will be reigniting a similar group to support me in my role as councillor. Thank you.
Sticks and stones.
Just a question.
Yep.
Sticks and stones don't break.
So you are referring to the same Mayor's Community Advisory Group with the 35 questions with notice in the business paper?
That's the same one, yes. Yeah.
Councillor Northworthy?
Yeah, I missed the start, so I'm not quite sure how we got into the Mayor's Advisory Group. I feel like earlier tonight we had councillors saying we had too much community response, and that's why I don't want to vote for this. So I'm a bit lost between how much community response is the right amount and how much is the wrong amount. I agree, I think, with your sentiments that more community engagement is always a positive. I think Councillor Reddy passed the motion to try and reward people for taking part in surveys, you know, a little voucher, a coffee with the mayor, something like that, just to bring people in. I think Councillor Blackmore had a motion in relation to making sure we had a 28-day window, making sure it was the feedback was publicly available. So we have some motions. We have Councillor Blighty advocating for more community consultation, but then earlier this evening we had some councillors disappointed at the excessive community consultation. So Brenda me slightly confused about how much consultation the other councillors would like.
Yeah, Councillor Reddy.
Just to respond to Councillor Nosworthy, we never said we don't want community consultation. We don't want puppets or trained people or the biased consultation which was coming to us. I never said I don't want to receive emails. We want to receive emails. We want to know the information. That's what Councillor Baladi was doing. We are always open. It's just because you got the first hand, you guys went first, you guys first made the...
Please don't accuse
That one person who called, I will recall the name and I'll tell the resident.
How it works, Mr. Mayor?
I will recall the name of the resident and tell, no, Rory is on my side, Karen is on my side, are you on my side or not? That was the question imposed. That was...
Can you
please deal with the point of order first, Mr. Mayor?
Can you please sit down?
That's not a point of order.
Who doesn't know what it is yet? Can't look at it.
Come on, Councillor. It's not point of order. Can you sit down?
You don't know what my point of order is. You don't know what...
I think that she's saying is right.
So I have a point of order. Generally, you would hear what the point of order is, and then you could tell me it's irrelevant.
Let her finish before you start.
That's how point of orders work, Mr. Mayor.
I think we have to teach the mayor about point of order.
Tell me what's your point of order.
Can you teach him, please, Councillor Baladi?
I believe the...
The point of order has been...
I'll raise a point. Let him finish, then I'll raise my point of order as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the point of order is the accusations targeted myself and Councillor Pensabeni, which I don't believe are accurate and might put us in an unfavourable light unnecessarily without evidence.
That's not a...
I request she withdraws the statement.
Mayor, with the Mayor's permission, I would like to raise a point of order on Councillor Pennsylvania. She said, can you teach him, you just commented towards John Paul Baladi saying that, can you teach him? People come from different multicultural background. Everybody's is not a first language is English. So
Excuse me.
it was very diminishing and undermining the mayor.
Excuse me, Councillor Reddy.
We can get the recording out.
I know exactly what I said. I said to Councillor Bellardi, can you teach the Mayor about a point of order? He doesn't understand the rules of a point of order.
You were undermining the mayor in his chambers.
Undermining the
It
mayor.
is-
Point of order, Mr. Mayor, we've just
that
said
you
it's
would
a
put it
chaos.
out.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor, you are just making me embarrassed.
I'm so sorry. So sorry, Mr. Mayor. So sorry, Mr. Mayor. I take that all back and I withdraw.
Thank you.
As a councillor, when I was the first councillor, Matthew Blackmore was the mayor, and I supported him thoroughly. I stood for his respect and his image. And I did the same for Councillor Pennsylvania as well, when she was a mayor. And now...
No, you didn't.
Okay, councillors, this is a point of order.
And I need to stand for my mayor.
Mr. Mayor, I have a point of order and you are not giving me this stand. I have a point of order. When a councillor has a point of order, they're to stand, look to the chair, note that there's a point of order. It is your responsibility, Mr. Mayor, to acknowledge the point of order and make a decision as to whether or not it stands and what you would like them to do about it. My point of order is that not only have we descended into chaos right now and that the chair is not doing his job, but also that we are consistently calling each other by names, but using inappropriate non-chamber-like language. We ought to be called councillor followed by our surname, not this guy, that guy, etc., or our first names. So just like some more order in the room, please, and I would request that the chair does his job, please.
Thank you. I think, you know,
Very
I would like to finish.
I actually like the way that Councillor chairs the meeting.
I just want to point it out, Councillor Nosworth is saying about we are not open to take community feedback, but we are, and I don't think he's got a right or misinterpreting us saying that we are not open to take community's feedback. We are open. Nobody has a right to judge nobody.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, moving on to two.
Because maybe I didn't understand well. I don't know. I want to ask him. He is using Strathfield council access to council facilities. When he said facility, council facilities in this building only, or other places too?
There's a room in the library.
we need your answer, okay?
I just ask you. I just ask you through the mayor. So ask what facility is including which one? Only this building or some other things? Councillor Baladi can say, or
Me, or is the question to me, councillor?
yeah, I case through the mayor, through the chair. I ask you.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
yes, thank you, councillor. Well, it's asking for a report on what we have access to, so I'm eager to restart the group, as I mentioned, but I'd like to know before we do so, where we have access, and what the best policy would be when we do use those facilities. So seeking a report outlining all that. So it could be here, it could be at the library, wherever council has available
In
community
the sports
spaces.
ground.
Oh, no, not necessarily. I'm talking about in our ability to do our
Yeah, yeah.
role as a councillor, what do we have access to and how will we use it?
If you are opening a former mayor's community advisory group, will Councillor Pensabini, myself, and Councillor Carney and October be invited?
Better together?
Just to answer the question, through you, Mr. Mayor, to the councillor's question, it's not a former mayor's advisory committee, it's just let's call it Councillor Bellardi's advisory group. I'll take advice on a better name, but for now we'll call it that, thank you.
Okay.
What's called the mayor's, so.
You can name whatever he wants.
Okay, I put this motion to the vote. All those in favor? Councillors, it's very loud now. Okay, Councillor, I'll put the motion to the vote. All those in favor, please put your hand. I declare the motion carried unanimously. Okay, we are going to 10.13. Councillor Barry, are you going to vote the motion?
Move the motion?
You seconded? Okay, thank you. Are you going to speak for the motion?
I don't feel I have to, no.
You don't have to. Anyone want to speak?
Please. Yeah, it feels very similar to a previous one. Obviously, we've got slightly different numbers, much larger numbers. 10 feels like an excessive number of car parking spaces. We had a briefing about this and the legislation, the size and the envelope. Could maybe be moved to 3 or 4, and I'm not sure that passed. But yeah, it seems like we're rehashing the same concept of underground parking in dwelling houses, and in my opinion, 10 feels excessive. I think last time we spoke about this, I said only, stab at a number, 20-25% of residents have more than 2 cars. So it just seems unnecessary.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other want to speak?
I'll wait for my right of reply.
I'd like to speak.
Okay, Councillor Lee.
I've got my full license, but I'm a very bad at parking. Having more space doesn't bother anybody, and it's really useful. I'll be supporting this. I'll be supporting this motion.
You just need the space to park.
Councillor Bremo?
Yeah, just quickly, I will be supporting it. I want to note my concern. My concern is that allowing that much space to be parking under a house will probably result in future costs for our compliance team when we have habitable rooms being built under those properties, such as cinema rooms, gyms, etc.
First, I would like to just clarify that the policy doesn't say you have to have a minimum of 10 spots underground. Is that if you have a footprint of a home, that footprint might be extremely large. In some cases, people are spending $16, $18 million to live in Strathfield, and we're saying to them, you can have 2 small car spots underneath. Okay, we have some allowances, and we are rather flexible, and I acknowledge that. But some people do want a larger underground. I mean, I grew up in a place where I was one of 6 kids. My neighbours had 5 kids. The other side had 5 kids. We had a bus stop in front of us and across the road. There were very few places to park, and so underground made a big difference to the streetscape, and not all houses had underground. All I'm seeking is to allow for larger. I'm yet to be convinced that it's a bad idea to go larger, and the limit on 10 is that if you have an underground space that could fit 25 because you've got such a large footprint, it's at the very maximum 10, right? That's what this seeks to do.
Thank you.
Maximum of 10.
Very much. Huge house.
Yeah, maximum 10, yeah.
Okay, if no other question. All right, last one.
Last one? I want to fully understand it. So underground parking change means if people's choice or compulsory? Choice. And how big, do you have a limit of how large underground?
10 cars.
10 cars. So before, when we have discussed about underground parking, so many people are using underground today says submit DAS garage, but they use as like a flat or some unit. They make rooms and they share people. They bring their people and they live like house. So do you have any intention to prevent that one?
Well, that's...
Don't look at me.
Without that one, we want
Can I let
this way?
you finish your question? Can I have Councillor Baladi?
I just want to say, philosophically, I don't think it's council's job to tell people that we suspect you might do something that is against the rules, and therefore we're going to not allow you to do. We're not allowed the well-intentioned people to do something that is reasonable because there are some poorly intentioned people. I think, yes, I acknowledge that compliance may not always be obeyed, but it's not council's role to say we're not going to let you build your dream home because you have you have the potential, we believe you have the potential, or you're likely to break the law. I know that that may not be totally appropriate in some people's minds, but it's my view that I just don't think council ought to be in the business of presuming people's bad behaviour.
Councillor, maybe.
No, just one more question. Through the mayor, because I've experienced some money, when we have people want to granny flat, they have 60 square, 65 square meters granny flat, they make garage. And they make garage, they make a flat. So same thing could happen. We cannot say that it will not happen. It could happen. So how do we keep our Strathfield area, LGA, our area, how do you want to keep this one as, what kind of style, what kind of standard? Strathfield Council, Strathfield area, the most expensive, number 11 expensive area. Do you know the domain? They already presented number 11's very good expensive area. But if you some builders, they propose the owner, if you make a big garage, I can make DA. Later on, I can change this one to your income, second income. So you want that? So we have to get.
No.
If you want to that one, we need to make some solutions for that. Otherwise, I don't know. Just worry about it.
I have a very important answer to
Thank
make.
you. Thank you.
I just want to say that you'll find, and I'm happy to take commentary from our directors on this, but you'll find that it's actually not the DA route where people break the rules more regularly. It's actually when they go through the state government, they get CDC approval, using the state mechanisms, which aren't very generous, and then they decide to put their underground cinema, whatever it might be, extra habitable rooms. Through the DA mechanism, because council is actually rather flexible at the moment, people aren't really breaking the rules. At the same rate, at the very least, as the state mechanism pathway. So I don't think that's valid because ultimately it's not through us that people are contributing to those sorts of flaws, etc. So I think, in fact, this probably has the positive effect of taking people away from CDC potentially and bringing them through the council mechanism and applying for a DA rather than a CDC, which is always a better outcome for council, I believe.
Hi, councillors. I think I can. For this motion before that. Thank you. I think I'm going to support item as increasing underground parking provisions in the development control plan that can reduce pressure on street parking and improve overall traffic management in our area. I think these good things. So now I'm going to put this motion to vote. All those in favor, please put your hand up. Councillor Bradmore, Councillor King, Councillor Barty, Councillor Reddy, and Councillor Chai. And against, Councillor Northworthy and Councillor Pensabini. I declare the motion carried. You want to louder? No, just behavior, okay?
Okay, Dad.
Thank you. We are going to temporary suspension of 10.14. Can I have the mover and seconder and
I'd just like to speak to it, that's why I pulled it out, Mr. Mayor. Look, the reason I want to do this, and I want to acknowledge the staff have worked very hard for the implementation of those parking meters in various locations. The reason I want to pause this, I've been sent many videos, photos of the driving range at various times when it is meant to be its most busy, and it is totally empty. The parking meters have destroyed activity at the driving range. Let's not forget it is our most profitable asset at council. We make a lot of money on the driving range each year. By far the most profitable asset of ours in terms of our contributions to it financially versus what we make. Minus some capital expenditure that had to happen last year. It usually is, I should say. But the entire park has been, the activity has been destroyed. People are going elsewhere. There was a petition. I, out of curiosity, after receiving so much correspondence, went and had a look myself to see, and I asked the staff there rather casually, what's been the feedback thus far? And they pointed me to a petition on the desk that had been prepared by some not even residents, people who play there, with plenty of signatures. It was probably about 10 pages, maybe about 10 signatures per page, and there was an identification as to where they've come from. Majority of answers were not from the area. Most people who had signed the petition were from out of area who come to Strathfield to attend the driving range. We're the only one for some distance, and I think we should come up with a better solution. I'm not going to prescribe exactly what that solution is, but I think, for example, if you go and pay for a bucket of balls and you're paying the $30 odd, you know, maybe you could plug in your number plate, and that precludes you from having to I mean, much like our system where you plug in your number plate, it could preclude you from having to pay. I mean, again, I don't want to prescribe a particular outcome. That's why it is a bit more broad, asking for what we might be able to do. But I think when we are making so much money under normal circumstances from this site, after just 2 weeks of this being implemented, the site is totally dead. I actually drove past this afternoon just to check it out again, and it was totally empty. And it's usually, at that time of the day, very busy.
Question?
I have an amendment.
Just going to do a question.
Amendment first.
Can we include for the temporary suspension Homebush West as well? Because Homebush West is already dying, and people have come, they're not really used to having parking meters, and there are too many ranges getting fines. We are worried about kids paying $200 more every week, and these are the same parents of those kids. They're paying heaps of money. Right now, Homebush West needs some help. It is dying. We need to help survive, protect it, and let's come up with another solution, because I'm not asking to take away anything off, but right now the businesses are not doing any good. I've got response from businesses and the people, everybody who got fines. I had to show them my fine too, so that they'll let me go. I'm paying $330 as well, so there's not much I could do. So it'll be helpful if the board could accept my amendment to include Homebush West as well, because it's only temporary. We'll just come up with some kind of solution for Homebush West as well.
I'll ask the question through the chair to the general manager. Have we not already come up with a solution for Homebush West?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, there have been changes made to the parking arrangement at Homebush West, which have been implemented.
In that case, I personally don't support the amendment, just because we've already come to an arrangement at Homebush West. If we had a more detailed alternate motion at another meeting, I'm happy to examine it in its own right. But I just think this is not the. I'm dealing with a very particular issue here, which is to do with an asset. That's a community issue. I don't want to be conflating the issues and saying, oh, the parking meter is all too much. I think the particular issue here is that we are going to start losing significant potential revenue from a council asset. So at a later meeting, certainly.
Thank you for considering.
Councillor Premod, hang on a second.
Just through the chair, the general manager, since the implementation of the car parking, paid parking, has there been a decrease in the operating revenue of the driving range?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I think the parking meters have been installed for 2 weeks so far. At this stage, we don't actually have enough data to really conclude whether it has had a significant impact on the revenue of the driving range. We would actually suggest that you would probably look to review it in 6 months so that you can get some more hard evidence as to whether it is impacting revenue or not. Local residents do have access to the 2P parking. Certainly that's not available to those from out of area. But yeah, we would suggest that you take a 6 month.
Yeah, Councillor Principini?
Yes, through the chair to the general manager, how much is paid parking?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, it's around $3.30. I don't know the exact. We've just increased it.
$3 an hour.
$3.30, I think.
$3.30 an hour.
No chance for me.
So if the parking meters are causing the golfers not to come and throw a bucket of balls. I really do disagree with that. It's $30 for a bucket of balls. It's a person that plays golf who knows that it's an expensive sport to pay. It takes about an hour and 10 minutes to hit a bucket of balls. If he wants to do another bucket of balls or she wants to do another bucket of balls, she can go and get it. And for $6, she's hit 2 buckets of balls. I don't think $6 is a...
$6 for a bucket of ball.
For 2 hours. I don't think $6 is going to put out of pocket for people. I think it's the reason why it's down a little is because it's been very hot.
Yes.
We are a councillor. We are a council. When we decide something, we have to be very prudent. We have decided parking meters, right? And then because of some complaint for some people, if we change our rules, we look how we look. We don't give them impression that we are prudent.
Totally agree.
Yeah? So I want to find out how many hours for shopping in Homebush West. People come usually 2 hours enough. Because it's not a big shopping center, small shops. They buy some groceries and they buy some fish. I go there too, right?
At the moment, on 1 hour.
So we are telling 1 hour enough.
Two for residents.
If we change, we put all the parking meters. Now, because of some people, shop is dead. Where are they going? If they not come to the West, Homebush West for shopping, where are they going? Can I ask you? I think we have to think about more logically. Where are they going? Why they come to? Why not coming to Homebush West? We have to think more prudently. Some people say complain because of not only one reason, because of parking. It's very ridiculous. Because of parking fee, they don't come. If they really need it, they come.
Absolutely.
So I have alternative. Because even though golf play, how many hours? They need 2 hours enough. 2 hours enough. I was playing golf. I was also using bucket. Sometimes I play very quick, 30 minutes, finish. Because I'm very quick, you know.
They're all day having a big
We made parking meters. Now we have to change it. And temporary suspension. Then temporary, how long will be temporary? So we have to think about. So when we decide something, we have to be very prudent. Councillors, we have not always move this one, that one. We have to think which one is really good, the resolution. I think we have to think more prudently, more fairly.
Sandy, have you speak?
Give some time limit, amendment the time limit. Give them 1 hour free.
Well, that's why.
1 hour free. and then
Point of order, finish and then stand up. Yeah.
Yeah, question. Well, it's not really a question. It's just a statement. There are people there waiting to hit balls.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Normally there are people waiting to hit balls because they just take so long to hit, and that's why having the parking meters will keep people moving around. And it'll make them hit them faster and hit them better.
Thank you.
Okay, Councillor, first time I made an amendment which didn't go through, so this is my chance to speak. Not that I'm getting an extra chance. I would like to answer Councillor Kim's notion of saying when council decides something, you should stick to it. There is something called continuous improvement. Nobody's perfect, nobody's God. We make something, works it, we keep it. Doesn't work it, we improvise it. That's what it's happening. It's nobody's scared of nobody, it's just improvising and trying another thing. We are not scrapping something, we are just temporarily pausing it and trying another solution. We need to be open, and this is the only place where we make money. A lot of money.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll be supporting this motion.
Councillor King, you want to speak again?
No, that's all.
Maybe she should.
It's his motion, he need to answer.
Hodges Park golf range, driving range is very good position. Many Newington, there was one, and around the areas, only the Hudson Park driving golf range. We Koreans play golf a lot, and we use this driving range a lot. I never get complaint about parking fee. And they don't know, if they want to go other places, time, they have to Milpera, they have to go Milpera. Or they have to drive in a long way, the northern part. So in a way, so many Newington, Lidcombe, Strathfield, all this area, many Koreans living, compactly living here, they prefer this place.
$6 isn't going to waste them, is it? They're not going to worry about
We not have that
Excuse me, Councillor, no discussion.
I will accept Councillor Kim's suggestion for a time limit, and I'll say that the pause only goes for 3 months, and no longer, or, you know what, let's say 5 months, to give council time to come up with some alternate pathway.
Yeah.
So just a pause to come up with a pathway.
Why does there have to be a pause and we just can't come up with another solution in 6 months?
Because the revenue lost over those 6 months. No one, fewer people will be attending. No, but it's $30 per person who doesn't come, if not more. There's a lot of money that's going to be lost.
It's only been 2 weeks, Jamie.
And it's been empty the entire time. You should
Well,
have a look.
you've slept there, have you?
Excuse me, councillors, it's not discussing time, okay? All right, councillors, I'll put this motion to the vote. All those in favor?
Amendment for his amendment?
No, amendment don't accept it, just the motion, okay? Not include the Homebush West car park.
He has an amendment, I accepted it. It's for 5 months.
3.
Pause for 5 months.
1 hour amendment.
Councillor Kim, you're trying to say that we give 1 hour for free if they play.
That's what we wanted to achieve.
We don't have to have a pause. Why don't we just pass that?
Can I make amendment? Can we make it
Of course you can.
council to give them 1 hour free?
That's it.
Councillor Baladi, are you happy with the amendment on the thing? You've got the vote.
I'll accept the mayor's amendment,
Yeah. 1 hour free?
No pause.
until we come up with a better outcome.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good outcome.
I think that's good, you know, this one together, similar, same things as like Homebush West car
That
park.
might be the final outcome.
Thank you.
What are we? Oh, James, what's the amendment?
1 hour free.
Just quickly through the chair,
No,
I know there's issues with the other parking meters.
just one
Is there a
hour.
time frame that it will take to reprogram the meters to have that free parking period?
I got to check with the GM.
Through the chair, please.
James, you need to tell them your amendment.
Through the chair, I would have to confirm with our consultant, but I believe because we've done it at Homebush West, it would be relatively simple.
Could I just clarify the language of the motion? I would possibly like to suggest that it says, so if you go back to the previous wording.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, just control. Yeah, immediately suspend the operation, and implement 1 hour free parking.
And leave it there. I don't think we needed the suspension of 3 months.
The GM is going
No,
to
but we're
explain.
removing the 3 months part of it. We just pause, we just free until we can implement the 1 hour free parking. And then we can look at.
Yeah, okay. GM is going to explain.
Sorry, just through you, Mr. Mayor, just looking at some of what's being resolved, I don't know that we'll be able to implement it. The bit that's a bit more specific about insofar as they apply to patrons of the Hudson Park driving range. I think administratively and through the technology, we won't be able to put that in place. We might be able to look at that in the future, but I think it would be best to remove that because we can't do it. I think you're going to have to provide the 1 hour free for any users of that car park.
Oh, sure. Oh, is that?
Yeah, the second half of the sentence.
Oh, sure. Yep. That's fine.
What do you mean by immediately suspend the operation? I don't know that you need to, if I understand the intent, I don't know that you're suspending the operation. I think you're saying resolves to change the current parking meters at Hudson Park to provide 1 hour free for users of the Hudson Park car park.
My only concern is that the pressure from the users has been every day that it's paid parking, we're seeing fewer and fewer people. And so I just, the haste with which I would sort of like to support.
I think there's a contradiction there of suspend and are we?
Maybe suspend until we can implement 1 hour free parking.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah. Could that just be?
In the week.
Instead of and, it could just be until we can. Until council can. Yeah. And then remove the red bit. Correct.
Thank you. Okay, now I put the motion. So,
Let me just. Can we just go back?
it's okay, yeah?
Sorry, through you, Mr. Mayor. Just to clarify, you're still asking for number 4, so even though we're implementing this, you're still wanting a report back?
I would personally say yes, if there is a way, for example, the technology could, at the machine, plug in your number plate, something like that, so that we can ensure that a future protection exists just for those who are customers of the driving range. If that's possible, that's what I'm seeking in a report.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah. Okay.
Do we have to do the amendment, can we?
No.
Just normal.
It was accepted.
Second is accepted.
Yeah, I accept it.
All right, now I put the motion to the vote. All those in favor, please put your hands up. I declare motion carried unanimously. Now we go into the next one. The bill smoothing.
Like to move?
Yeah, can I have a seconder?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Councillor Reddy. And Councillor Northworthy, are you going to speak for that or no?
First.
You? Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Mr. Mayor, I am putting forward this motion tonight, requesting a report into introducing a voluntary bill smoothing option for council's rates and charges for all ratepayers. This proposal does not change the amount of rates paid, and it does not alter how rates are set. It simply asks whether we can offer residents a more flexible way to help them to pay their rates. At present, most ratepayers pay quarterly. For many, that works well, but for others, receiving a larger lump sum bill annually or quarterly can create unnecessary pressure on household budgets, particularly in the current cost of living environment. Smaller, predictable instalments are often easier to manage, and this is a technology that's been adopted in other Sydney councils. Under a smoothing model, the current minimum rate of almost $1,300 would equate to approximately $106 per month, about $49 per fortnight, or roughly $25 a week, slightly less. For some households, that structure makes budgeting simpler and reduces bill shock. Importantly, this would be entirely voluntary. Residents who prefer quarterly payments could continue as they do now. The motion simply asks whether council can provide an additional option as other councils have. Many other councils already offer similar arrangements, and flexible payment structures are common across utilities and other essential services. It is reasonable to consider whether our systems can reflect that same level of flexibility. The motion asks for a report on feasibility, administrative requirements, and cash flow implications. Before making any change, council has a responsibility to understand how it might impact our operations and our budget. This is a practical service that I support because it's an improvement proposal for all household budgets and business budgets in Strathfield. If there is a way to manage payments easier for residents without affecting revenue or creating undue administrative burdens, then it is worth exploring. For those reasons, I commend this motion to the Council.
Thank you, Councillor. Anyone want to ask question for that?
Yeah, just a quick note, obviously the council note mentions the planning's already underway, but I support the idea, it's a good idea, unless it is duplicating work for our council staff, and they're already planning that area, so perhaps a question through the chair. Will this be duplicating work? Will it just be the same report that comes back about bill smoothing, or will it lead to two different duplicate reports?
Yeah.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, no, this will be the same.
Thank you. Yeah.
So,
Vinny?
isn't there, at the moment, I should just ask this question, that they can pay quarterly?
Yes.
This is what
We can cut it down even more.
Oh, I think.
You even can cut it down to 1 week.
Okay, does anyone have any, I'm going to sleep. Does anyone have any, problem with giving someone a percentage off their rates if they pay it in full?
Maybe a question to the General Manager?
Yeah, through the chair, through the General Manager, could we offer, if you pay your rates in full for your whole year, should you get a 5% discount?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I can't answer the question right now. I think it's something we could look into. I think what you would have to bear in mind is there would be an impact on what we would actually be receiving through rates, because it would be obviously less income in the door. The CFO would have to work out whether that got offset by the additional interest that we would earn in the bank, but I would note that interest rates aren't that high.
Thank you. Thank you, Jen.
3%?
Yeah.
This is very good idea, I think, but fundamentally, I think this is very good idea to less the burden of the people, ratepayers, to make a small amount of money. But I have a question. If you have any impact on the council operation fund, if you will receive monthly, because we are receiving quarterly and or lump sum, we start receiving weekly or bi-weekly, is there any impact on your operational fund?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I'm going back to my finance days, but with this sort of software, it would be a payment that is received electronically, and then we would have to build some automated system processes that would then go and match the payments to the rate assessment account. So it shouldn't be a huge increase in terms of the administration. We just need to make sure we have the controls, processes and reconciliations in place to deal with it, which I think is fine. It's a good idea. And I think administratively it's something we certainly do anyway.
So that is the point that I want to ask you about, because lots of labor work it will cost, and also how will you control the small money coming in? You need some systems, new systems. How much will it cost?
So through you, Mr. Mayor, so there is a cost for the type of platform that provides this. So there's an implementation cost, and there is also an annual fee that we would have to pay for it. From memory, I think the implementation cost is a little bit higher, but the annual fee is probably around the $15,000 to $20,000 a year that we would have to pay. So, but we do have to pay, I think it's $40,000 to $60,000 to implement the software. And that builds in the processes, the controls, the reconciliations, to handle the payments as they're run each week or each month or each day.
Thank you. Are you going to conclude?
I just have, final remarks to make. This has been adopted in Canada Bay and in Inner West, so two of our council neighbours. I'm not sure of the others, but one of the really interesting points that has come up after their adoption of this is that it has allowed councils to significantly reduce amounts owing compared to when they were operating under the quarterly or lump sum approach, because it is, theoretically easier to pay $25 a week versus $1,700 or $1,200 if you don't include the way service charge at one point or quarterly. So it is a really beneficial thing for the accounts in the long term. At least that's the evidence from some of our neighbouring councils. I think particularly Inner West had some very positive things to say about it.
Personally,
Amendment. Amendment.
no.
Why not? Amendment.
You want to amend?
Amendment, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So this is very smoothing bill is very good, but as you said, the lump sum payment, because every month's weekly payment and lump sum payment different for you. If we have a term deposit, lump sum payment, we bring it, we don't spend all, so we put in the term deposit, we get some income for accrued interest. So if we boosting them to bring more lump sum payment, it's good for us. So then we can give them some advantage. So 5% discount or 2% discount, anything, if we can boost them, they will pay more, no? I don't know, I'm just asking.
Can I answer that question?
Councillor Kim, exactly 5 minutes ago, that's what Councillor Pennsylvania has said.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I'm saying.
She already said it and you're just repeating the same thing.
She just said it, she asked, that's it, but I want.
She asked the general manager and general manager said the exact same thing. We will look into it and we'll come back to you. It would be possible, probably, but he said he will come back. And you're asking the same thing. So what amendment you want to do? Because I need to accept it as a seconder. Tell me the amendment because I didn't understand the amendment.
It's not that complicated. We've had answers. There's no need for the animosity whatsoever. I think both councillors are out of line with the silly argument. What I might suggest, somewhat comically, is rather than a reduction for those, and I think the general manager and staff might like this, rather than a reduction for those who pay in lump sum, maybe it's rounded up for those who pay quarterly or monthly for easier numbers.
I'll put the motion to a vote. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I think we've had two on each side. I think we can proceed.
We should vote for that. Otherwise, we won't go home before 12. All right, councillors? Okay, I put the motion to the vote. All those in favor, please put your hands up. I declare the motion carried unanimously. Okay, we are going to thank, that one is okay. Okay, we go into LC1, Community Event Grant. Can we move on?
I'll
say one.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Second it, thank you. Are you going to speak?
I have an amendment.
Okay. I'm going to speak for.
Yeah. I have an amendment. I've already passed it. Melissa. If you guys have seen LC1, there was a community grants. We wanted to have 5 grants of 10, 10, 10, which would make 50K, but there was no money. We made the plan, we had no money. So now the council has given us 3 options. If you could see in your papers, the 3 options are pretty drastic. So we have come up, I have come up with option 4, which should be on your screen soon. So we wanted, instead of 5 grants, we will do 3 grants, which would go up to 30K. And this 30K would come from the existing funds, and the breakdown should be on your screen soon.
Thank you, Councillor.
I would like to read. We have a Australia Day budget of 42,000 and we are taking 5,000 from it. Homebush Vibes 4,000. We are taking from the bigger budget a small amount out. From Spring Festival we would be taking 10K, and from International Women's Day we'll be taking 5K, and Movies in the Park we will be taking 6K, which will make 30K, so we can give 3 community groups their grants, and they can do 3 small events for the community in the community.
10,000 each.
Yeah.
10,000 each.
10,000 each, 3 people. We decided in the last council meeting for 5, but because we don't have the money, we are going to amend it, make it 3, and we are making 30,000 out of everything. We're just tailoring a little bit.
I think it's good, for 3 to start. We can relocate in the budget next year if we are doing good. Okay, councillors, I think it is for the vote, okay?
Not for the vote. Not for the vote.
No, mover,
No? Oh, we have
I'm
to.
going to accept it first.
Who is the seconder?
I'm the seconder, he's the.
I moved it.
You moved it.
I second.
I move. That's already seconded. Oh, Councillor already, I can't accept that with point 1 in there, to be honest. If you deleted point 1, I'll be happy to support it.
Give me 1 second.
And that 5,000.
Take the 5,000 from the Spring Festival.
Yeah, the extra 5,000 from the Spring Festival, that would
Let's
be
see what page
accepted.
number.
On page 78. I'm not sure it's correct or not.
So, yeah, I'll accept it, Councillor, if you remove point 1 and put 15,000 on the Spring Fair. Thank you.
Yeah, done, I'll accept the change.
Oh, great, fantastic.
Get a lot done when it's getting tiring. Did you notice that?
Only a quarter of the way through. Why is everyone tired?
I don't think the little plate.
Nothing, done, 30K.
Do I?
You guys have got staff here.
They're loving it. Yeah, just question to Councillor Reddy through the chair. Are you aware of like community groups that are, asking for this? Is there, 3 groups ready to apply and set up an event? Like, just out of curiosity, because I'm not aware of any, but you may be.
Can I ask through the through the mayor to the general manager, all the relevant staff, how much we give to the Flemington Chamber of Commerce for the annual fireworks, etc. Because that's a similar model that we want to follow for this sort of policy.
Probably works really well, actually.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. So that contribution from memory is $9,000 per annum.
That covers it.
So I would like to answer Councillor Nosworthy. We do 4 times a year, quarterly, we do small grants, which comes every quarterly. We do give some money to the people. The maximum they could apply is 2,500, but we'll give what we have. And this is a totally new community grant. We are making it. We are just creating one, and we'll see how it goes. We can extend it if we are successful, or we can scrap it if it doesn't go through. So, just a new step.
Okay.
No impact to the budget, Councillor Reddy.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, councillors. Can I put this Councillors, I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please raise your hand. Thank you, councillors. I declare the motion carried unanimously. Now we are going to LC5. Yeah, LC5. Councillors, I think this one is very important. That some of our councillors are going to attend the National General Assembly in Canberra. You are going to move the motion?
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
And I will also, if I can,
Are you going to speak for that?
I'd like to nominate the mayor to be our delegate to the General Assembly in Canberra. I think you'll have rather an easy ride in that role, considering we're voting to submit known motions. I had a rather difficult experience when we had the majority of motions at the annual conference, many of which we knew very little about until they were being debated by various other councils nationwide. So we always, of course, appreciate the staff contributions to those motions, but I think it's very wise this year to just refrain and have a little break from the attention we received last year.
Thank you, councillor. Councillor Northworthy.
I'd just like to propose an amendment that only the voting delegate attends the conference. I'm not sure we need a whole party to go each year.
It's left open to all councillors to attend. So there's an amendment.
I agree.
Come on, it's your last term. Come on, let's go.
You said it was my last term.
She's running again.
Sorry, I thought you said before. So,
My God, Sandy, you put me in the grave already.
Okay. Do you accept the amendment?
what?
For the number?
The mayor is the only one who attends.
No. Mayor is a voting delegate, I did accept it. Mayor, only mayor goes, I didn't accept it.
Can I just say on that point, I know it's, probably wise that we don't have a huge hullabaloo while we're there or anything like that, but it's a 3-hour drive. It's not Korea. And also it is commonplace that essentially all member councils have a appropriate party that does attend. That's particularly important for the discussions that happen prior to the motions being voted on, etc., and also for a presence there to represent our community. In particular, there is a trade show that goes on, and there are some really interesting things that organisations are presenting for council laws to peruse through and understand. That ranges from physical things to new mechanisms, software, etc. I think it's particularly important that the general manager is there, potentially with the directors, but I don't want to prescribe the delegation itself, but I think that it is wise for a council to go, particularly to see what is up for grabs at that trade show. Thank you.
So there is,
So can I make an amendment?
Yeah.
Point 4, just after word approves, in consultation with the mayor and deputy mayor. Yeah, I just think it's important, just especially location, when we've got some councillors probably can't travel that far, that, there's been times where an inappropriate location has been found. So I think it's important to find somewhere when you're in close proximity, or say walking distance, for any of our councillors maybe less able to, for their health reasons, to be able to go there.
I accept the recommendation.
You won't?
Through the chair to the general manager, so there is no limit of councillors, how many can go right now? Is my understanding right?
So through you, Mr. Mayor, the only limitation would be based on how much of your conferences expenses that you've already exhausted for the year. So if you've exhausted your allocation, then that would need to come at a personal cost.
We're going to decide who is going to be there or what?
Saying to notify me by the 13th of March.
Okay, then it's okay.
So as long as I get notified by the 13th of March, then...
13.
All right, councillors, I think, we could focus on this one, and now I put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please put your hand. I declare the motion carried unanimously.
No.
Huh?
You
already did. Oh, sorry. Okay, councillor, when you put it...
Everyone did.
Sorry, okay. Okay, councillor Bradmore, and councillor Pensapini, councillor King, councillor Bardi, councillor Reddy, and councillor Chime. And against, councillor Northworthy. Thank you. I declare the motion carried.
Just Mr. Mayor, I had a question. Just wanted to ask the members of the gallery if there was a particular motion they were waiting for council to discuss, or just generally viewing? No? All good.
Entertainment.
Skip to that. All good, no worries.
We are going to CCS1. Can I move for... Thank you. Can I have a seconder for this motion? Councillor Bardi, thank you. Anyone want to speak for this motion? Okay, I put the motion for the vote. All those in favor, please put your hand. I declare motion carried unanimously. And we are going to CCS 2. Reserve. Can I have mover and can I have seconder? Thank you. And pay for this one.
Yeah, I just had a question through the chair. I moved it.
He moved it, seconded by Pensabini. Councillor.
I just had a question through the chair to the general manager. From my understanding, it's rather a hard park to access for the members of the public. It's a very large piece of land in an industrial zone surrounded by factories, and I understand there's really good environmental works being done internally inside it, but to what degree can the public access it, if at all? And I didn't quite notice that at all in the report itself. Is there eventually going to be a plan for public usage to come about?
Through the Mayor, the park is currently generally closed to the public. It's really being used as a biodiversity park. And we're happy to arrange for councillors to go have a look at it. If you look at it, it's really overgrown, but with sort of lots of native plants, and we have had the team doing quite a bit of work down there to make sure we're increasing that biodiversity habitat.
Thank you.
Just to clarify for governance, I think I stated a conflict of interest with this matter and in error. CCS 2. One we're on CCS 2. Anyway, moving on then. Don't worry about that. On to quick questions. There's a mention of the Local Government Act, Section 36M. Does that mean we have certain obligations to fix the weeding and the pumps? Like basically, are we breaching the Act if we don't make repairs to the weeds on the bank and the pump for the pond? Question through the chair to the director.
Chair, we are actively trying to manage those weeds. As I said, it's a very overgrown piece of land, so it's a sort of work in progress, but it's underway.
Okay, yeah, Councillor.
I have a very minor amendment. Just in point 1 where it says council endorse, should read council resolve. And I think on the end of where it says a report on community feedback public hearing be reported to a subsequent council meeting, should say after that for endorsement.
Thank you.
Just a point on that. I'm not sure if council resolves the draft Cox's Creek Reserve Plan of Management to be placed on public. Resolves to place.
The Cox Green.
Resolves at the draft, yeah.
Yeah, so I think just for clarification, it should be council resolves that the draft, be placed rather than to be placed.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please put your hands up. And I declare motion carried unanimously.
Mr. Mayor, I might just, the time being 9:49 and before we head into 10 o'clock, before that we have a 5-minute adjournment.
Let's kill some more.
All right.
I don't know if I have support for that, but sure.
Can we do
Well, you tried.
CCS? There is only 4 CCS.
CCS.
Let's finish CCS and come back.
Oh wow, we're still going.
Let's hit CCS. Come on, do it fast. CCS 6.
Can I ask something, question about CCS 4 and 5?
It's already passed.
Everybody is amen. Okay. Okay. Quarterly budget review. Okay.
CCS 6.
Can I have mover?
I'll move it.
Can I have seconder? Councillor Radi? who is take this one out?
Oh, yeah, might have been me, yeah.
Are you going to speak for that?
I just have some questions through the chair, probably to the CFO. For the deferring of quite a few works, mostly the Big Sig, do we estimate any kind of increase of cost because it's been deferred? Like it'll be more expensive next year than it would have been to do this year?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Direct the question to the director.
Sorry, that's right.
Through the chair, moving this budget around really is a reflection of where we're at in the process. So we're actively about to go to tender very shortly for many of these projects. So we'll be looking to lock in that price, and then construction will commence probably about mid 2026. So no, we don't anticipate that, but we just have to push those funds into next financial year.
Thank you.
Two more questions, if that's...
All right.
I'm not sure who's this allocated to, but it's through the chair. For the $50,000 of animal control regulatory spending, what does that get spent on?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, that $50,000 is spent on a variety of aspects. One is the management of stray cats and dogs.
Good to know.
To be honest with you, our current expenditure is probably going to go past that $50,000. We average about $16,000 a month managing stray cats and stray dogs. Stray dogs account for probably a third of that. Stray cats, and we could get into a whole debate about what is a stray cat and feral cats, but it's quite an excessive amount of money we spend on managing it, but that's where it goes. Yeah.
Last question from us. I noticed $38,000 on the pool car replacement. Which car was replaced and what car have we got now? Through the chair to the relevant director.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councillor Nosworthy. Councillor, due to the number of staff we have in compliance and regulatory services, we required the extra vehicle, so that's why it's been budgeted for, and it is covered. It can be funded.
Thank you. If no other questions, can I put this motion to the vote? All those in favor, please put your hands up. I declare motion carried unanimously. And 7, yeah?
CCS 7.
CCS 7. Can I have the mover?
I'll move it.
Seconded.
Thank you. Move it by Councillor Reddy and seconded by Councillor Bellardi. And who speak this one out?
It might be me.
It is
Oh, no.
to adopt, through the chair to the general manager, when I read it through, for my understanding is to adopt this, we don't have funding. Is that right? Did I read something wrong? It's a very big report.
Jack, did you want to?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, the Disability Inclusion Action Plan is prepared. This is a legislative requirement in which we're trying to find ways in which we can support people within the community and also enhance our organisational responses to people who may have disability. In such, we're looking for ways in which we can accommodate that within our current practices, ways in which we make improvements in the current organisation without trying to add additional costs to the organisation.
Okay, oh, good.
Thank you. If no other debate, can I put this one for the vote? All those in favor, please put your hands up. Declare the motion carried unanimously. And we got the mobile playback on CCS 8. Can I move
move it.
Thank you, Councillor Reddy, and seconded by Councillor Reddy. Not worthy.
Not worth.
Councillor Reddy, are you going to speak for that?
No.
Yeah, Councillor.
I was wondering if I could just amend part 2 to request a report into possible funding options. Yeah, so I guess get rid of 2 and then request a report into possible funding options, should council choose to proceed.
You accept, Councillor Reddy?
Yeah.
You accept it?
Yeah.
All right. So that is the mayor report.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor. I have a question with the wording of this motion, because it's a little bit ambiguous as to what is being asked here, because it says request a report on
99K.
possible funding options should council choose to proceed. But in the report is being put to us that there's no budget, et cetera, whatever, but at what point is council being asked to proceed or not with it?
Following the report.
But the statement is request a report into possible funding options should council choose to proceed.
So we delete the after the comma.
Sure.
Then we get the report, then we do what we want with it.
Okay. All right. Now I put this motion to the vote. All those in favor, please put your hands up. Councillor
CCS 8.
CCSO, mobile prevent, and will be Councillor.
Because the amendment, no, isn't it?
Its amendment is accepted.
I made the motion because she accepted it.
Yeah. Amendment is accepted by the seconder. Okay, is Council? No.
We have 2 votes for.
Yeah. Only 2. Okay. Well, about and all those against? Councillor Cremo, Councillor King, Councillor Baradi, Councillor Reddy, and Councillor Chai. I declare the motion lost. Okay, we are going to CCS 9. Just stay a little more minutes, and we are going to have a break shortly. Can I move on?
I'll move it. I move.
Okay, you scanned it. She's going to move it. Councillor.
Esther, did you second this? Or was
Are you going to second it?
You moved it, sorry.
She's going to move it.
Moved it, you can second it.
Okay. Move it by Councillor Reddy and seconded by Councillor Kim. Okay. Are you going to speak for that?
Small thing.
I just want to make
Are you going to stand up to talk?
apologies, Councillor
Time.
Chai. Just confirming, did you have a, did you declare a conflict on this one?
Sorry?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
amendment.
But stay in the room?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, no worries. Amending?
For it.
No, they both disqualified for some of the things. They've already received something, so let it go.
Yes, I will be voting against this. I don't believe that we should be giving paying for a coffee machine through a small grant for someone who's going to make revenue off a coffee machine in a cafe.
Would you like to amend it?
I'll be happy to amend it to remove to approve all small grants outlined in the attachment report, apart from the grant for the coffee machine.
Yes.
I'd just like to speak in favour of the motion as it stands without the amendment. Because I think that whilst you can have your views on whether a coffee machine is available, the use of council money is for a non-profit, whatever, but I think the better way to do it, rather than override the decisions of the panel, which might be appropriate at times, I think in this instance it would be just for the next round to better prescribe the terms by which they make those decisions. So that's why I don't want to support it.
I have owned a number of coffee shops in my previous businesses, and it is very, very easy to get a coffee company to provide you a free coffee machine if you purchase the coffee beans off them. So I don't understand why we're going to pay for an asset that then belongs to someone else from what is supposed to be for community grants, you know, kids playing sport and things like that.
Any other councillor want to speak for that? Yes.
Has,
Who has the movement?
has St Macquarie has been told they received the grant? No. Oh,
No, it's got to go through this process.
thank you.
Question. This is small grant, and they allocated a certain amount to the different community. Can we change this one?
You can amend it.
So, through you, Mr. Mayor, there's
Allocation
a,
amount.
I was.
I'm asking through the mayor, through the general manager.
so there's a current policy for the small grant, so you would have to amend the policy.
We have to amend the policy. Change it now.
Okay.
As it is.
So we can change the policy, we have to change the policy now.
Second.
Can she make amendment?
Second? Which was second?
You are the seconder, so do you want to?
Do you accept,
I accept it, but she said he cannot change it. We cannot change the amount. We can. Can or cannot?
So to clarify. Through you, Mr. So your question was about, I understood your question to be about the policy framework for how the small grants are assessed. So if you want to change that, you'd have to change the policy. In terms of the amendment that Councillor Blackmore has moved, that is at the discretion of the council to decide whether they do agree and provide that grant as recommended by the staff or exclude it. So you can exclude it if you want to exclude it.
You agree to accept the amendment or not to accept it?
So do you agree to remove the grant for the coffee machine?
Charity. Not charity. No.
They are, but they can get it for free. They can actually get it for free.
Here we go again.
Don't worry,
I'll be in contact with
we're not
them.
winning tonight.
They open every day.
as
Doesn't
a,
matter, they can get it.
as a mover and seconder, we accept the amendment, so let's vote for the amendment.
The chair needs to say that.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Wrong chair.
She has to say that.
When you're in that chair, you can,
When your turn comes. It's more chamber of commerce, so we can, another chamber of council.
Mr. Mayor?
Okay.
Hang on, I'm reading the report here. The yellow one was the
that's the amendment.
amendment one, is it?
Like it's just gonna get over.
Okay, I accept it. So I'm going to put this motion to the vote. All those in favor, please put your hand. Councillor Barty, Councillor King, Councillor Bramwell, Councillor Reddy, Councillor Chai. I declare motion carried.
All those against?
No, against. Councillor Pensabini and the Councillor Northworthy. I declare the motion carried. All right. Now we are going to adjourn the meeting for 10 minutes.
Yep.
We just go through.
Have a lot of time.
Finished. How many we left?
It's time. 11 o'clock to finish.
Last time is more than 10 minutes.
Till you decide something, you're wasting. Talk fast.
We're gonna finish.
Okay, 5 minutes, okay.
5 minutes.
What to do?
Before we go to the recommendation, I think we need a motion to extend our meeting to 10:30 p.m.
I move it.
Seconded.
Thank you. Move it by Pensabini, Councillor Pensabini, seconded by Councillor Reddy. I put this motion to vote. All those in favor? Please put your hand up. I declare motion carried unanimously, so we are going to have meeting over 10:30 p.m. Okay, now we are going to PE4. Can I have mover?
I'll move it.
Can I have seconder? Move it by Councillor Reddy, seconded by Councillor Pizzapini. All right, anyone want to speak?
You have conflict of interest. I move it.
Are you? No,
I move.
yes, seconded by Pizzapini, that's correct. Okay, anyone want to speak for this motion? No. If not, I put this motion to the vote. All those in favor, please put your hand up. Councillor Kim? Okay, I declare motion carried unanimously.
Okay.
Thank you. Come back. Okay, and we got PE7, right? Huh?
PE7, endorsement of submission, mixed use development Lofton.
Yeah.
P7.
PE7.
I'll move it.
Okay,
I second it.
all right. Anyone want to speak for this motion? No. The Councillor Reddy is moved it already, seconded by the, okay, you want to wait for the Pizzapini?
You have to repeat it. Move it.
Yeah, okay, already, okay, it's there. All right, anyone want to speak for this motion? If not, I put this one for the vote. All those in favor, please put your hands up. Thank you, councillors. I declare motion carried unanimously. All right,
PE8, development of local housing.
Housing.
I,
can I move and can I have seconder? Okay, move it by Councillor Baladi and seconded by Councillor Reddy. Councillor Reddy?
can I speak to the...
Yes, can you please?
Sorry, apologies. Just one last one. Let me just get P8. Apologies all. Basically, I just want to acknowledge the work that's gone into the report. And I guess one thing that I don't appreciate, though, is I think some of the language used in the report. And in particular, this was meant to be an opportunity. And look, I understand that this is not the best mechanism to achieve the outcomes we're seeking to, and that's totally fair and fine, and the report is clear about that. But I do think that the way in which the report sort of suggests that councillors ought not to have a say in the character or architecture of local housing sort of misses the point. I mean, ultimately, we are 7 of us elected councillors, and I think should have the ability to impact the character of the local community. And I think that the report is sort of unfair in suggesting that our ability to pick what the future of the community looks like is not right. So I think, again, the phrase I've used in the past is experts ought to be on tap, but not on top. And I think in this case, there's a suggestion that they ought to be on top. So I sort of refute that point in the sort of towards the end of the report. And I think it sort of is very over the top in its exclusion or its attempt to exclude councillors from the determination of local character. So I just want to make that comment. I'll still support the report suggestion, which is to not go ahead with that sort of project, but I certainly think there's a conversation to be had about using that kind of terminology or to phrase things in a way that isn't so obsessed with positive probity, which has certainly has an important role to play. I'm not saying we don't need probity or good governance in this council. I just think that it way overextends the mark with what it suggests, which is that councillors shouldn't have a say in local architectural design. We shouldn't be able to comment on or have any say in what architectural designs or facades are good for the community or that we think are aligned with the character of Strathfield. So that's my commentary.
Thank you, Councillor. I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please put your hands up. Carry unanimously, and we are going. Is EO1 out or not?
Cleaner, greener streets.
You want?
I'll move it.
You move it?
Seconded.
Seconded, okay, by Councillor Reddy, and seconded by Councillor Barati. Okay, any councillor want to speak for this one?
I'd like to make an amendment.
Okay.
Just the amendment being that the second delegate in it, I know we already decided that Councillor Reddy was to be the other delegate, but based on external discussions, it seems that Councillor Kim would like to be there in place of Councillor Reddy. So just to replace Councillor Reddy's role as a council delegate to the committee with Councillor Kim.
Thank you, Councillor. Amendment?
Just a question to this committee. All councillors are invited to the meetings though, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, councillor can go to any committee's meeting.
Just checking.
Okay. You accept it? The amendment? Okay. Councillors, if no other debate, I put this motion to vote. All those in favour, please put your hands up.
Hang on, stop. Governance.
Amendment accepted already.
Yes, I know, but it's not on the screen.
Oh, okay. I gotta check this one.
Second point.
Yeah.
Councillor King.
Cleaning. As the speech.
When I was little, maybe not. See you, Rita.
All right,
Yep.
that's okay. Are we gonna put the hands up again?
We have to, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, councillor. Are we going to put the hands up again?
Yeah.
To call it.
Call it.
All in favour?
I declare the motion carried unanimously.
Mr. Mayor, just a point of order. It's your responsibility to ask for a vote on the matter, which you've not done. I don't know what you're declaring.
We've done that already, I just show again.
You've not done so. So I think you should ask for a vote, the vote to take place, and then determine the outcome.
Oh, all right. Councillors, I now...
Mr. Mayor, a point of order. You've not determined what the outcome of my point of order is, and you're ignoring me and moving on. I think you need to ask for a vote, you go to a vote, and then move on.
Thank you, councillors. Okay.
Say you don't believe it's a point of order.
You're getting frustrated. You literally put him there.
Thank you, councillor. I'm going to re-put the motion and vote for this motion. And councillors, I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please put your hands up. I declare the motion was carried unanimously.
Which one now?
EO4.
Okay, EO4, can I have the mover? Move it by Councillor Reddy, seconded by Councillor Barty, and anyone want to speak for this motion? No? Okay, and
Hang on.
Councillor, yeah.
Okay, I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please put your hands up.
Wake up.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I declare the motion was carried unanimously.
Yeah, 6 all in.
I was thinking tired.
The kiosk. Okay. Property strategy.
I'll move it.
1 Stratford Square. I second it.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Reddy. Seconded by Councillor Pensabini. Anyone want to?
Just, I'll be as speedy as I can, just a quick comment. I just note that the kiosks within the train station often remain empty, so it might just be something to consider during the negotiation because, like, despite the high foot traffic, businesses don't survive inside the station, so, like, I'm not sure how good it is outside the station either.
Councillor, yeah.
The kiosk outside in the square has the, I think, Sydney-wide most famous bingsu possible. So, people quite literally travel to Strathfield for the bingsu. So the kiosk in the square. So I would say that there's probably no problem there with the traffic. It's always busy, particularly late of an evening, and it operates as a popular cafe during the day. I'm not saying we have to negotiate with them particularly. There's nothing protecting them or going anywhere else. I'm indifferent to who the tenant is. I'm just saying it is very well frequented, and the bingsu is Sydney famous.
That's right.
Is it good?
What's bingsu?
Bingsu?
Korean ice cream.
You go and have, I buy you.
Councillors, if no further debate, okay, I put this motion to the vote. All those in favour, please put your hands up. Thank you, councillors. I declare the motion carried unanimously. And we are going to E07. Can I move for this one?
I'll move it.
Can I have a seconder, Councillor Barati, seconded?
Which one?
Public education.
I just had a
Ready, and seconded by Councillor Barati. Yeah. Any councillor want to speak for this motion?
question through the chair to the general manager. Could the general manager run us through maybe the rationale for the decision not to proceed, and why in the first place we were considering and what the possibilities may have been, and then why we decided not to?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, it was brought to my attention that the property was available, so I asked the staff to have a look at it. I thought given that there had been previous interest from this council in purchasing it, it would be appropriate to report it regardless of what the outcome was. Also bearing in mind that the property does go to auction this weekend, so if the council was of the mind that it wanted to participate, it would need to provide a resolution at this meeting to allow us to participate. The major limiting factor is we don't have the funding to do it, and the site is fairly constrained in terms of alternate uses. So we did consider whether it would be a viable site for the relocation of some of our existing community tenants. And for example, we did look at the croquet club and whether that would be a possibility. But when you put that on the maps and you actually draw it out, it's too constrained to even fit one court there. So it doesn't present the opportunity that maybe we thought it would. But we did think that in the interest of prior councillor interest, that it would be worthwhile bringing it back to this council to at least be aware of that it had been looked at.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, if no other further debate, I put this motion to vote. All those in favour, please put your hands up. I declare motion carried unanimously. And we are going to E08.
I'll move it.
Can I have a seconder? Oh. Okay, Councillor Bakari. Everybody. Okay.
Ask a question quickly.
Any councillor would debate for this one? Councillor Flemore?
Question. Just within the document, it's got a clause 3.4, review of licence fee. A, the licensor may give the licensee a notice at any time during a period beginning 3 months before the relevant review date and ending on the first review date that occurs after the relevant review date, increasing the licence fee to an amount that the licensor considers is the current annual market licence fee at the relevant review date for the licensed area. I just need some feedback on that clause, and if they are trying to charge us a market rate, that we have we can opt out.
Through the chair, the proposed licence fee is $1 if they ask for it. If they were to attempt to charge us market rate, yes, we would need to get out of.
Yeah, and we have that ability. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Thank you. Any further debate for this one? If not, I put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please put your hands up. I declare the motion carried unanimously. And all the minutes is okay, and we go to 13.1, and how many?
13.1, that's it.
No, well, you've already extended. You just have to extend before 11.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay. So thank you, Mr. Mayor. So This is the response to item 13.1, so section of notice, which is about the proud values merchandise. I'll provide a little bit of background first and then I'll answer the questions. So firstly, I do want to say thank you for the questions. So Strathfield Council has implemented a staff values framework known as PROUD as part of its workforce management plan for 25 to 2029. That's a requirement under the New South Wales Integrated Planning and Reporting Framework. Now, the PROUD values, they represent the standards and behaviours expected across the organisation and guide how council staff, so they don't apply to councillors, they apply to council staff, how staff work with residents, community groups, service providers, councillors and other stakeholders. A stable, engaged and respectful workforce is essential to delivering reliable and high quality services to the community, and strong workplace culture supports consistent service delivery, reduced staff turnover, lower recruitment and training costs, improved workplace health and safety, and better continuity on projects and customer service. So our staff values, they do set clear expectations for behaviour, leadership standards and how we work together. They directly influence how our staff engage with stakeholders. A healthy workplace culture is a key driver of service quality, organisational stability and community outcomes. So the PROUD initiative, including the use of practical staff merchandise, forms one small part of the broader workforce and culture program. So over the past 18 months, which I've shared with you through my reviews, the Council has seen improvements in staff retention and reductions in workplace injury claims, supporting better organisational stability and service continuity for residents. The Council's focus on workplace culture is ultimately about delivering better outcomes for the community, a capable, stable and respectful workforce, which is better placed to support councils effectively, deliver services consistently, manage community assets responsibly and provide value for ratepayers. So the PROUD initiative is one small but visible part of Council's broader commitment to building a high-performing organisation that serves the Strathfield community well. So in short, investing in culture and values is about building a stable, capable workforce that delivers better outcomes for the community and better value for our ratepayers. So just in terms of the actual questions, so the first question was, how much money has Strathfield Council spent on merchandise printed with the acronym PROUD? So the total cost of the PROUD values merchandise was $6,000, and this was funded from an approved operational budget as part of the values framework launch. So when considered in the context of our total budget for employee costs, which is around $26.5 million, it represents a small one-off investment, which is a marginal and even a marginal improvement in staff retention or injury prevention delivers savings significantly greater than the initial outlay. So the next question is, what merchandise was purchased with the acronym PROUD printed on it? So the merchandise included practical low-cost items such as drink bottles and lunch bags. They were provided to staff as part of the values rollout, and limited quantities of reusable coffee cups, beanies, bucket hats, wide brim hats and duffel bags were purchased for use as staff engagement and recognition incentives. T-shirts and hoodies were provided primarily to staff who participated in the cross-departmental values project team and in recognition of their contribution. Council adopted a cost-conscious approach by not providing higher cost apparel items to all staff, as is common in similar initiatives. The next question was, who received the merchandise printed with the acronym PROUD? So all staff received a drink bottle and a lunch bag. Limited quantities of additional items were used as incentives during staff engagement activities. There were 15 staff members who participated in the cross-departmental values project team who received a hoodie and polo shirt in recognition of their contribution, and members of the executive team were also provided with an item to support the internal launch and promotion of the program. So what does the acronym PROUD stand for? So the PROUD values represent Strathfield Council's staff values. So people first, so we put people first, our customers, colleagues, partners and community. The R stands for respect, which is we treat each other with respect and integrity. The O stands for opportunity, which is we support learning, growth and innovation. The U stands for unity, which is we value diversity and work together with care and purpose. The D stands for dedication. We're dedicated to achieving high quality outcomes for our community. I think this is the last question, maybe not. So did council employ an external organisation to develop the acronym PROUD? The answer is no. The values and the PROUD acronym were developed internally through a staff-led consultative process facilitated by our people experience team with representation from across the organisation. The branding and design were also developed in-house by council's communication and events team. Comparable externally delivered cultural programs are often cost in the order of 50,000 or more. We at this council deliberately adopted a cost-effective approach that ensured strong staff ownership of the values while delivering clear behavioural expectations without the cost of external consultants. So just in closing, ultimately investing in our people is about delivering better outcomes for our community. A stable, engaged and respectful workforce is better equipped to deliver services, manage community assets and responsibly support councillors effectively and provide value for ratepayers. The PROUD initiative is one small but visible part of that broader commitment to building a strong, capable organisation for Strathfield. I'll move on to item 13.2. Now, with regards to the question with notice on at agenda item 13.2, to ensure that I'm able to accurately and completely report back on all those questions for the public record, that response will need to be provided at the March 2026 meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Okay. Last page. Let's see, is that on the page? Councillors, does anyone have a matter of urgency that they wish to bring before the meeting?
There's another one, 13.2.
Please already. Please already.
No, Mr. Mayor, I don't.
Okay. No, okay. Please already. Okay, and then there's no confidential matters on the agenda. Okay, there is no further business. For the. Oh, yeah. Okay, I will advise the meeting that the public forum was held at 6 p.m. prior to this with meeting and was live streamed. So that means all the items is finished today. So the time is 10:34 p.m. I declare the meeting closed.